We are live for the rest of the Baltimore Ravens and Detroit Lions reaction. We are also live trying out a new game I wanted to show to you guys called Blue 42, where you can actually challenge me and try and predict more run or pass plays before they happen live as the game happens. So I'm going to be showing you guys the new app. Blue 42 Gaming is actually in the house. Shout out to Blue 42 Gaming for subscribing and becoming a new YouTube member. We're also going to be reacting to week 3 games throughout the stream. We'll be live until the end of this Ravens-Lions game. And I'll also react and answer any questions about the Chargers. Any questions about the NFL you guys want me to talk about, please put them in the chat. I would love for somebody in the chat to just confirm for me, please. A mic check. Tell me everything's smooth. The visual might not be perfect, but the audio should be clean. Let me know in the chat. I'm going to actually text someone in the house, see if they can let me know what the stream looks like. Blue 42 Gaming is here. What is up, guys? So here is the game. For those that are tuning in here to the live, those tuning in to the replay of the live, if you want to check out the game, maybe Blue 42 sent this to you so you guys could check out how to play. But here's all the games, right, for the whole entire week. These all already happened. Maybe we can use this screen to determine which games we talk about throughout the stream first. But we're going to start off here by going to the Baltimore-Detroit one. We're a little bit late, but don't worry. If you miss a quarter, you miss the first quarter like I did for this example, you can still join later on. You can still join and get into the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. They're all new chances to win. I am going to join the pay-to-play one to try and win, but there is a free option. If you guys want to play the free option, you guys can do it. You can play the free option. And when you play the free option, I don't want to leak my card information. Jesus. When you play the free option, you have a chance to win a jersey. So let's see here without leaking my card information. Maybe I do have to play the free one. Let's see the $5, $5, $5. These are all different ones. I don't see it. Let's take it off the screen. All right. I'm getting an update from Blue 42. No free option. So it is $5 to get in, but let me figure it out so I can make sure I get this. Because it won't let me join unless I type in the card information. And I'm not going to type in my card information on the stream. Right now it's 7-7. Tie ball game. Ravens and Lions offenses look great. I have the over. I think I had a Derrick Henry touchdown too. No, it was a DeAndre Hopkins touchdown. I have the over. I have a D-Hop touchdown, a Tesla touchdown. So I gotta get the card information for this. But because it's not my card anyways. We are here. We are gonna be playing the Blue 42 game. There we go. Screen to Gibbs is incomplete. Let's make sure we join the NFLMike game. You can join multiple games on here, by the way, if you guys wanted to. And the way the game works, like I was saying, is use promo code NFLMike. They can help you out, give you a little bonus. But you just predict run, pass, and which direction you think it's going to go. And whoever is the most successful in predicting will win. All right, I think I can put us back on the screen here. All right, we're in. So now you scroll all the way down to the bottom, find which game you are, click on it, click on join game. We join the NFLMike challenge here. And now we can jump in here and try and predict some of the plays before they happen. You guys can see it's going through the tutorial right here. I'm going to show you guys the tutorial. I already did this walkthrough, so I already know how the game works. They're still deciding if this is a backwards pass or not to Gibbs. Like I said, we're going to get into some week 3 talk as well. So if you guys want to join just for that, go ahead and put what games you want me to talk about first in the chat. We will be talking throughout the stream, giving you a week 3 recap. But here's the tutorial. Just pick run or pass. Pick where you think it's going to go. In, out. You can even pick screen plays. You can pick QB keepers. You can make your predictions basically throughout the game and play along. We got a super chat in here. By the way, super chats, first time on the channel. So this is our first super chat of all time. Captain Raphael, I appreciate you for tuning in, bro. Sorry for your Raiders. I am very happy to see them struggling, but sorry for you. I wish better for you, Captain, because I do actually like you as a Raiders fan. Thank you so much for sending this in. By the way, $4. This is only $1 less than it is to join the Blue 42 Challenge. If you guys want to go join, the link is in the description below, or you could just use promo code NFLMike. Download it on the App Store real quick, and you guys could join in and play against me. But Fox just punted, and I missed it. So a good key in this that I noticed, guys, when you're playing to predict on this app, is to make sure you get all the special teams plays, because those do count as a lot of points. So when I miss special teams plays, that's bad. We're going to lock in here for the second quarter. Don't worry. We're going to try and get a really good score for the second quarter. So I think we're going to get a commercial break. Ravens are getting the ball. Lamar Jackson coming onto the field. And this is going to be interesting. We're going to pick a keeper for LJ. But it's going to be interesting to try and predict what Lamar is going to do each play. Very hard to do. Bolt up, bolt zone. Here's a 3-0 Red Bull shot for you. Cheers to 3-0. Los Angeles Chargers, baby. Bolt up. You see the hat? What an absolute phenomenal game for the Chargers. And let's start our week 3 recaps with the Los Angeles Chargers taking down the Broncos to go to 3-0. That game was an exciting one. The Chargers battled throughout the game with injuries, and it really sucks to see some of the players that went down, like Najee Harris, like Mekhi Becton went down. We lost our right tackle, who was already our backup right tackle, to Rashawn Slater, backup right tackle to Joe Alt. So not good to see the Chargers battling all these injuries so early on in the season. That's not what we want to see. But the game itself, Chargers started off slow offensively and then really started to pick it up. The defense was playing with high energy throughout the game, but in the second half, that Chargers offense looked unstoppable unless we made mistakes. We made a bunch of mistakes on mistakes on mistakes. This probably should have been a blowout if the Chargers don't blow a coverage right before half. They were shutting the Broncos down the entire first half. 4th and 1. I was kind of surprised that the Broncos were going for it, and sure enough, they had a play drawn up that I'm pretty sure Sean Payton and the Broncos staff knew that this play was going to work based off some film study. They picked up on something that the Chargers were doing, and they cashed in on it and threw a deep bomb to Cortland Sutton with no safety up top. The Chargers loaded the box to try and stop 4th and 1, which they had stopped last week, I believe. So you don't want to see the Chargers blowing coverages like that right before halftime. But that's the way the Broncos got back into the game. And then literally to open the second half, defense does well. You do give up a field goal, but on the ensuing kickoff return, we fumbled the ball. And that completely changed the game. They gave the Broncos 17 unanswered points because of that and put them up 17-10 in a game the Chargers had control of completely in the first half, just didn't fully click on offense. Dropped a few balls, had a few tight contested catches we weren't able to make, and delayed a few drives with some of those mistakes. So you let the Broncos right back into it, and the Ravens are back on the field here, so let's pay attention. Lamar Jackson. I have a keeper here. It's play action. Oh, take off. Nope, he threw it to his tight end. That's Kohler. Let's go with the next play here. Let's go run. We're going to go Derrick Henry, hand off to the left. Give him the short field. See if he lets me make the call. There we go. We're going to predict Derrick Henry to the left here. But yeah, back on the Chargers. You come out in the second half. You make that mistake. They fumbled. It got to 17-10 because of that. And then from there, the defense absolutely locked in. They only gave up 3 points the rest of the half. And really, to me, they only gave up 3 points in each half. If you take away 2 mistakes, 2 plays, and the Chargers give up 6 points in this game, maybe 10, maybe 13, but it definitely wouldn't have got to 20. The Broncos were able to claw their way to 20. The Chargers found themselves down 20-13 late in the game, and that's when Herbert just went Superman mode, and he just marched his way down the field. Keenan Allen, lad, cooking with the game on the line. They score the game tying touchdown first. I think we might have got this one. We'll see. It's not Derrick Henry in. I called Derrick Henry run to the left. If you guys want to play along, by the way, links in the description. It's a pass, though, to the left. Goes to Justice Hill. Let's try and get this next one. Oh, we got the kick. We got the kick. And I missed it. Another miss. You guys got to get your kicks. Got to get your punts. That's how you get free points in this thing. Anyways, back to the Chargers talk. Chargers get the ball back. They go down, score the game-tying touchdown, which was absolutely insane, by the way. I was in section 104 for the game. I went to the game. There is a live reaction up on the channel if you guys want to go check it out. And I did not know how Herbert made this pass when I first saw it with my own eyes. He, for one, made multiple guys miss in the pocket, had pressure on him all game. And just like I said to a Broncos fan on a Broncos YouTube channel that I was invited on before the game, the Chargers are almost just making sure they lock down the left side and letting Justin Herbert make the right side work. That's exactly what he did on this play. Rolls out against his body, throws across his body with a man hitting his arm and hitting him in the face. Should have been roughing the passer. Still completes the pass for a touchdown to Keenan Allen to tie the game. Absolutely mind-blowing play by Justin Herbert. The internet is exploding for this play, by the way, and Jared Goff's coming back onto the field as we watch the Ravens and Lions go at it. It's almost the end of the first quarter. Let's go with the run on the next play. A pitch to the no, they're gonna go up the middle. They're too close to the end zone. We just gotta get some points here in the first quarter, but the second quarter is really what's gonna matter for us. Remember, when you play this game, you guys could start it over in the second quarter. No harm done. Your points start at 0, and you have a chance to win still. But don't forget promo code NFLMike on the Blue 42 app. The link is in the description if you guys want to play. Back to the Chargers, though. After Justin Herbert completes this impossible pass, breaks my brain in the crowd. Reminded me a lot of a throw that he made against the Tennessee Titans way back in the day. And that was a very impressive play by Justin Herbert on that one where he rolls out across his body. Same thing. He got hit by one guy and kept his balance, rolling out, throws it off his back foot, gets hit in the face again by another guy. I believe it was Jeffrey Simmons, completes touchdown pass to Keenan Allen. Very similar play here in this Broncos game just to tie it up, right? Then the Chargers defense with that momentum is going nuts. By the way, it helps a lot when you actually have a home crowd. And I know there were a lot of Broncos fans in attendance, and a lot of people are saying, oh, no, it was still more Broncos fans than Chargers fans. That's hogwash. The Broncos sideline specifically had a lot of Broncos fans sitting right behind the Broncos bench, but the rest of the stadium was mostly Chargers. I would say 70-30, 75-25, maybe even 80-20 Chargers fans at this game. And that is what helps with the momentum late in the game. When the team needs us to distract them on third down, we're able to get going, get our towels waving, which was a great addition. Shout out to the Chargers for handing out towels before this game. It brought the energy up to another level in the fan base, and everyone had something to do on third down other than just yell into the sky. And that really added, I think, more interest from the casual fans in attendance to be there on third down supporting the team, because you don't need to be a super football fan to see everyone waving towels and know that it's time to wave towels and boo the freaking Broncos. So towels was a great addition to the pregame and to the game, and we have towels now that say Burrow Chargers on them forever. I would love to see a powder blue towel. Make this a tradition. Every game there's a new towel at that Colts game in SoFi, where they will be debuting those all yellow sunshine gold uniforms. Bolt up, Justin. We were just talking about the Chargers, actually. Thank you for joining the stream, by the way. Let's go Chargers 3-0. Anyways, Chargers defense does its job with the momentum, with the backing of the crowd on third down, gets off the field, and Justin Herbert gets the ball back. 2 minutes left. Needs a field goal with Cameron Dicker as your kicker. It seems like we're getting to a point where the Chargers in that situation are unstoppable, and the Chargers in that situation for years and years, my entire life, have been a clown show. The Chargers for years and years in that exact situation have missed kicks, fumbled the snaps, thrown interceptions. O-line gives up blitzes at the worst time. We get terrible play calling on that last drive to win the game. Fill in the blank. Anything that you could think of happening to a team in the fourth quarter, it's happened to the Chargers. Let's see here. Oh, we got the run right. We called run up the middle. There is a holding penalty here. Or there's a flag. I think it's on the offense. Let's predict the next one. That means it's probably going to be a pass. They're on the goal line, so I think a quick pass. Let's go with a quick in. We'll wager some points here. We got some points from predicting a run there in there. If you guys want to try the Blue 42 app, that's what I'm doing here. You predict each play and see if you guys could beat me. The link's in the description and the promo code NFLMike. But yeah, Chargers get the ball back, march down the field, unlike what I'm used to seeing out of my Bolts. So huge shout out to the Chargers for making that clutch moment happen for the entire audience. Because if you disappoint those fans that show up and are going crazy on third down late in the game, guess what happens? Those fans don't come back the next time. Those fans will come back the next time when you pull off the victory way Herbert did. And it was very impressive to see Justin Herbert play like an MVP. The defense hold it together. We were able to run the ball well in this game, unlike we had this season. It is a pass. It is a quick in. We're going to get more points for that. That's a first down for the Lions, too. So I think they go run next. We'll go pitch to Jameer to the left now. We got that one right. So cha-ching for the points. But yeah, Justin Herbert clutches up MVP-like performance on the throw to tie the game, and then the drive to go and win the game. You get Dicker within range, and the Chargers are so confident that we got to the 30-yard line, and they just say, you know what, let's just run the clock out. Ran the QB sneak to get the final first down, needed to burn all the timeouts, let the clock run to 0, and Dicker hit it to win the game, and we celebrated and rejoiced in the stadium. It was beautiful, and it has me hyped about the Chargers going 3-0. I think the Chargers could be sneaky AFC contenders. We're now up on the entire AFC West. So you take down Patrick Mahomes week 1, and we tortured him in that game. The defense is absolutely amazing this year for my Chargers. And then you go and take down Geno Smith in Vegas on the road. It was technically a home game in Brazil, but back-to-back road games against division opponents. And the Chargers come out and torture the opposing quarterbacks who have mentors, coaches that are supposed to help these guys figure out defense by now. Geno Smith is a veteran in the league. Bo Nix in his second year in the league now. Patrick Mahomes is a veteran in the league. That's how you know this defense is scary. We're confusing veterans. We're confusing Patrick Mahomes. That's how you know this D-line is ferocious. When Bo Nix is shitting himself without Khalil Mack rushing. We got to make a prediction here on the next play. Didn't I already make a prediction? It's first down? I thought I made a prediction on a handoff. Well, we're going to go pitch to the left to Gibbs. Here we go. You guys want a separate challenge? Hopefully Mike is cool with this. Whoever is the first to bring 20 friends to play Blue 42 tonight will win $1,000. So there you go. Challenging us to get 20 users to join Blue 42. And we'll get $1,000. So please, we'll get a $1,000 bonus on tonight's stream if you guys get 20 users to join. I would appreciate y'all. It would help out a lot. Use promo code NFLMike. The link's in the description also. Join my challenge. Let's do this. But yeah, when the Chargers defense is playing like that, torturing quarterbacks like that, they're going to be pretty hard to beat. Because this offense, when it's cooking, it looks just about unstoppable. I'll be very, 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 very excited to see if the Chargers can get some guys back like Khalil Mack, get Mekhi Becton back in a health status that is beneficial. It's Monty, so let's hope they pitch it to Monty to the left here. It's beneficial to the Chargers. And this team can really be a Super Bowl contender when they're fully healthy. I am really worried about the injuries, though. I will say that. That is the biggest negative on the Chargers. It was a pass, this one to Monty. Monty, nice little gain after the catch. All right, now it's first down. Let's keep calling. Let's call this pitch again. I know this pitch is going to happen. Oh, never mind. Jared Goff's taking off on the next one. We are in the second quarter now, so we got to lock in. Do I like Jalen Hurts and Barkley? Of course. I love those guys. We'll talk about the Eagles and Rams game next here in a few minutes. Let me just make sure I'm focusing on the game. Next time we get into a commercial break or something, we'll talk Eagles, Rams. I want to talk about the Broncos too a little bit. Goff going to throw. Now Goff going to take off himself. Let's try and get a run. Let's try and get an easy one. They're in I formation. Hand off. There you go. There's the pitch. I've been calling this pitch to the left for 10 minutes, and then I don't call it, and they run it the next play. That is great. And hopefully you guys are copying me and you end up calling the pitch if you're in there. Again, we're playing a new app called Blue 42, who has actually challenged us to get 20 people to join the app tonight, and we're going to get a $1,000 bonus. Please go and join. Here's the pitch. You also will get the plays on the app first. So you guys get a little sneak peek at what's going to happen. We're going to go pass here on 3rd and 8. It's an obvious. There it is. Nice pass there. It's completed. I think that's going to be close to the first down for the Lions. We'll see what happens when it plays on my screen. But again, please help me hit this bonus. This is a challenge I didn't even know was coming. If we can hit it tonight, that would be great. Or hit it in the next couple of days, because this stream will replay for others to see. Here we go. Big 3rd and 8. I already saw what happened on my Blue 42 app, but I know Goff's going to complete this over the middle. Hits Sam Laporta. His buddy. Trustworthy tight end. Gotta love it. Laporta. Anyways, for the Broncos, man, I want to say this. For one, that Broncos defense is massively overrated. I've been saying it all offseason, and everyone's been calling me the crazy one. So here we are, a couple weeks into the season. Tell me what you think about the Denver Broncos defense now. We got to get a run. We got to get – oh, wait. Yep, we got to get our run call in. Tell me what you think about that Denver Broncos defense now. Chargers needing it late in the game, and they just melt them like butter all the way down the field. And the Broncos defense committed a bunch of penalties to help the Chargers out even more. Sean Payton's team undisciplined, as they've been known to be, especially since he's left New Orleans. A lot of penalties, a lot of special teams mistakes to lose games. They lost the Colts game off of special teams mistakes. So I think Sean Payton's overrated as well. And it's not even me being a hater. If the Broncos were good, I would say the Broncos are good. I predicted the Broncos would be good before. I predicted them to win before. I wouldn't lie to y'all if I thought the Broncos were good. I think Sean Payton's overrated as well as a mentor, as an offense. It's that Joe Lombardi, very simple offense, but Sean Payton obviously is the mastermind, is able to make things happen like that Cortland Sutton play a bit more. Sorry, I'm making my prediction here for Blue 42. It's 3rd and 1, so I think they're going to run it. I mean, it is the Lions, so. It's not letting me pick it. It's not letting me pick it. There we go. And they got it on 3rd and 1. And then Bo Nix. 24 attempts other than the one blown coverage for the Chargers. And Bo Nix comes out here and throws for 100 yards passing, other than the one bomb where the Chargers completely just let Cortland Sutton loose. I could have completed that pass for a touchdown on that one. So that's an ugly look for a guy in his 2nd year who's supposed to be improving, supposed to be getting better over time. It just seems like he's getting worse. We've seen what's happening to CJ Stroud. I think that the Bo Nix effect is a lot like what we saw happen to Drew Lock. You start to get tape out on someone, and you know what makes them make a mistake. It's not even just them making the mistake of throwing interceptions or making them. You know what specifically and how you can change it up on them, especially when they're young quarterbacks still, will make them make the mistake. And if your team can capitalize on that mistake, you're good. Bo Nix looked like a shell of what I saw from him as a rookie in this game. He looked scared. He looked like he was being overcoached. He looked like he was being told to check the ball down and play it safe all game. That's not what you want to see when the O-line is what it is in Denver. The running back field isn't electric. It isn't elite. You don't got like a workhorse back out of RJ Harvey quite yet. Like, who's going to elevate the offense? It should be Bo Nix. It should be. But it hasn't quite been that this season. And I predicted it because I watched the tape, and I see him trying to throw these passes without setting his feet. I see him trying to throw these passes last minute before he gets hit. And he doesn't have a special arm talent like a Josh Allen, like a Justin Herbert, like a Patrick Mahomes to be doing that kind of stuff. You have to play within the game. You have to play within the game. That's, speaking of which, that's a great shout out to Jared Goff and what made him so much better with the Lions. He stopped trying to be Superman. He realized that he had a bunch of Supermen around him. So we'll see here. Denver, Travis, they need a bounce back game from him against Cincy. Yeah, that would be an ugly look if Jake Browning outthrows Bo Nix against the Denver defense while Bo Nix is going against that Cincy defense that is absolutely getting cooked this year, absolutely getting cooked the last couple of years, and just got flamed by Carson Wentz-led Vikings offense. The one thing that you probably will get against that Cincy defense is some success on the ground. So I think J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey will have a big game. That's going to be a close one. I don't know who to predict in that one yet. But for the Broncos, they're still going to be a team that is to be taken seriously because they have star players. They have a good coach. I just don't think they're as good as everyone was saying in the beginning of the season. I don't think that they're a playoff team. I think they'll be a 9-8, 8-9 football team by the end of the year. And I was right so far. Exactly bar for bar what I said about the defense, what I said about the quarterback, what I said about the coach. We're seeing it all play out. Like I'm Mike Stradamus out here. That's it for the Broncos-Chargers game. We'll go back to it if you guys want me to. We can. See here, Nick Bonito is him. He really isn't. He really isn't. I think he's overrated as well. Everyone has him ranked as like a top 5 edge rusher in the NFL already. People are telling me, oh, he has 15 pressures or whatever this season. What does that mean? The Broncos are 1-2, and the defense looks awful ever since he's become the lead edge rusher. Ever since they lost Baron Browning and these guys. All right, back on the Ravens game here. Let's try and make sure we focus and predict the next play. 2nd and 9 for Detroit. Hand off to Gibbs. Gibbs is looking good tonight. I had the over in this game because both of these defenses have not been able to stop the run. When you have offenses this good and you can't stop the run, it sets up the pass really nicely. You're going to see a lot of points scored. So please like the stream, by the way, if you guys are just tuning in. We're playing on the Blue 42 app. If you guys want to download it, links in the description. You get to predict each play before it happens. By the way, I need to make a prediction. 3rd and 1. I think they're going to run it up the middle. There we go. Come on. There we go. Oh, I think I'm too late. I just called first down run instead, but I think they might run it on first down too. We just got Jared Goff QB sneak to convert it. The Lions are on the 9 and moving in. You guys see the scoreboard here. It's 7-7. We got a tie game. But yeah, that's it for the Broncos-Chargers game. We could talk about another game. I heard Rams-Eagles is what you guys wanted to hear me talk about next, but let me know in the chat if there's any fans of a specific team that you want my opinions on. I didn't watch every game and every play like I usually do. I usually watch every play. I'm a lunatic like that. And then I'll watch them back again, too, a second time. I just had to watch them one time, watch the highlights, and I watched the condensed replays of some of the bigger games that were close, like the Eagles-Rams game. Here's Goff. He's throwing. I needed you to run that one, Goff. They're going to be down at the 1, though. Let's see. You guys think QB sneak here? What do you guys think? I didn't get in time. Oh, he was short, though. Let's say they do it again. Let's say they run it to the right where they got some field this time. We'll put a wager on this one. Monty's not in. He's short. I'm trying to make a run call here. But it's not letting me pick. Oh, wait, no, they just changed the touchdown. I think they're reviewing this. Let's get the kick. Extra point. They're reviewing it. Oh, yeah, that's a touchdown. Why can't I predict extra point? So the Lions are going to go up here 14-7. We just got to start a new Zoom meeting here. Sorry, guys. I had a little technical difficulty. We're trying to fix it. This is exactly what I wanted, though. A good game between the Ravens and Lions here. A high-scoring game between the Ravens and Lions here. It's getting set up. We got 5 minutes to halftime. Getting back on here. Share. We're back on. All right, so we put it in the kickoff this time. Made sure we didn't miss it. We've been missing the kickoffs. How many people do we have in the NFLMike league? I'm not sure, honestly. I don't even know. But everyone, please join the league. We've been challenged to get 20 people to join the next day or two. If we get 20 people to join, we can win $1,000 for our brand. And then you guys can also win a couple jerseys to the winner or the money that's available for those that pay the $5 to join. But it's pretty fun. If you guys want to try it out, try and predict every single play. Saying hit league at the bottom. It'll show me how many people are in. Hey, we got a couple people in here. Got 6 people in here, so the competition isn't really super deep. Say, I can't really read that. Bad at reading. But yeah, please join the Blue 42 app, y'all. Join the game if you guys can. But I think if you guys just join, become a new user, Blue 42 Gaming has offered us $1,000 bonus if we can get 20 friends in. So please go and join that, Joe. If you want to play along with me, use promo code NFLMike. Don't forget, or the links in the description as well. But still use promo code just to be safe. We just talked about the Chargers, Broncos. At halftime, we'll talk a little bit about Eagles versus Rams, or maybe at the next commercial. But we're going to predict the next play. Actually, let's try and do that. We don't want to exit the game. We're going to go pitch to the right this time. Oh, Ali on the kickoff. Good return out to the 50. High scoring game. That's what we're rooting for. We also have some underdog picks in. Maybe we'll show you guys those at some point. But all right, so we got to run on this first play, especially out here at the 50. 2nd and 7. I think that was a run. We got 2,000 points now, so we'll see it on our screen. See, the good thing is if you miss it on the app, then you just look up at your screen. It's the next play up. The app's just like 5 seconds ahead of the screen. It's on the stadium timing. Yep, it is a Derrick Henry run up the middle, so we got some points for that. Let's go pass here, Lamar. Lamar might keep it, though. He likes to keep it on 2nd down when there's nothing open. It is going to be a pass. Lamar motioned his guy over. Now he just takes off. Wait, does that count as a pass? Does that count as a pass? I think that was a run. That should count as a pass if he gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a sack. I don't know if it counts as a sack either. I don't think it does. I think it counts as a run. It should just be a tackle. Oh, the kicker is the one that made that tackle. I didn't even notice that. Here come the Lions. Lamar on 3rd and 6. Got his man. That's Lamar right there. He was going to get sacked. Let's go with another pass. 4 minutes left in the half. Ravens playing down 7 here. Both offenses look pretty good. I think there's only been one punt tonight. It's going to be a big play here for the Ravens. You can see my app. It's updating. It's showing something big's about to happen. We called pass. It is a pass down the sideline. Lamar Jackson. Dot. Who is that? Walker with the catch. So the Ravens about to score here. Let's go run. They're going to start running the ball, trying to get this in. Try and predict the plays against me all. The link's in the description if you want to join, whether you're watching the replay or whether you're watching this live. Blue 42. Derrick Henry almost got in there. Let's call run again. They're on the 1 yard line. Hand off up the middle. Oh, it's too late. Did he score? He's close. I think Derrick Henry's short again. He is short again. All right. Let's call run again. This one actually might be pass on 3rd and short. It's hard to stop Derrick Henry on the 1 yard line. Derrick Henry's coming off the field, though, it looks like. I want to go pass. Pass. Going to try and throw a touchdown pass here. Lamar looks pissed. This is one thing Lamar can improve on is his body language as a leader, man. I know people say that's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. You want to make progress with your body language. You want to get the team hyped with your body language. You don't want to make them think that you're pissed at them all the time. All right, we are going to have a commercial break here. I think the 2-minute warning is going to hit. So there we go, 2 minutes to the half. We got a good one. If the Ravens, especially, they can get in the end zone here. Joe Morley's in the chat saying, say Raiders. So let's talk about the Raiders. Why don't we? We're recapping every single game. So let's recap what happened in this Raiders game. And I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I got to watch most of the plays, the biggest plays, the highlights. So please let me know in the chat some more takes on the Raiders. And I will pull them up onto the screen. But man, did I call it? I did predict the Commanders to beat the Raiders. I predicted the Marcus Mariota revenge game. And boy, was it sweet to watch back. First of all, I want to say also something else that I predicted was the fact that teams were going to be abusing this new kickoff rule. And one quick reminder to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications if you aren't already, so you could be here when I predict these things and see them come true in the future. But I said it would be unfair for teams to start using star players at kick return. And I expect the teams to start doing it because the risk of injury now when the players aren't running full speed at each other on kick return has gone down substantially. And I think that you're going to see more teams do what the Commanders are doing with Deebo Samuel. It is absolutely unfair to ask people who are being blocked by a player and they're not moving full speed. So you're stationary and being blocked by a player to tackle a full steam ahead, full speed running Deebo Samuel. And when he's healthy, especially, he runs through all arm tackles. He runs through anyone whose feet stop moving and you try and make a tackle. You have to be catching Debo before he gets the full speed, or be moving full speed your damn self, so that way you have the force, you have the power to wrap him up and get him to the ground. So when Debo Samuel, and he's already had a few big returns this season, when Debo Samuel's returning it back there, he is a super weapon now that this kickoff has kind of delayed the speed that the defenders can get to try and bring Debo Samuel down to the ground. Now, what if teams start doing this with other star players? For example, the Ravens. What if the Ravens put freaking Derrick Henry back there? Even Justice Hill is already really good as a return man for the Ravens back there. What if the 49ers say, you know what? We're desperate. We need offense. We need to move the ball down the field. Christian McCaffrey's going to return kicks now. Who is going to stop him? What if Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, these guys are back deep returning kicks late in the season into the playoffs because people start to notice this advantage where star players cannot be stopped like this? Fourth and 2, so they're gonna have to go for it. Derrick Henry got stopped again. After I'm just talking about how being impossible to stop. But like I'm saying, it's easier to stop him when you're not able to run full speed and you're on the 1 yard line versus running full speed up the field on the kick return and your defenders are all standing stationary. I think that this could become a problem, especially late in the year when teams need wins really bad. They're coming up with creative ways to try and win games to lock their spots in the playoffs. You're going to see Amon-Ra St. Brown go back and return kicks. And good luck stopping them when you give them that much space. And they're superstar players like this. Lamar, oh my gosh, Lamar fumbled. So the Lions not only get to stop, they're going to get better field position here before the half. What a play by the Lions defense. Goal line stand. Over and over and over again. That is impressive. What's up, Dan? I don't remember you specifically, but please tell me where I know you from, Dan. Shout out. I know a lot of Dans. Dan's the Mans, by the way. It's a good name. But yeah, back to the Raiders Washington game. You don't want Debo Samuel running kicks back, and he took the opening kickoff almost to the house. Oh, Phil K, what's up, bro? Welcome back. I appreciate you for joining, dude. We're playing on the Blue 42 app. If you guys want to try it out, Phil K, if you want to try it out, download it. It'll support the channel and support our sponsor for today's stream. You just predict plays before they happen. Whoever predicts the most plays, run or pass, wins. There's 2 jerseys on the line for tonight's challenge, but there's also some money on the line. If you want to join, it's $5. Use promo code NFLMike. Don't forget. Use the link in the description. Don't forget. So that way they know that I sent you. They're going to be passing this whole entire drive, so we're going to be going pass for the Lions the entire drive. Back to the Raiders. Back to the Commanders. So that opening kickoff gets almost taken back by Debo Samuel, something I was talking about in the preseason. Like I said, kind of I called it moment. Another I called it moment is that Ashton Jeanty was going to be a stud of a football player. When he gets space, the problem is that the Raiders O-line has been neglected, and they have not rebuilt the O-line in years. Since what? The Rodney Hudson Raiders O-lines? I mean, when Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing was the last time I remember the Raiders O-line really being of note or being something. And just year after year, they're in the perfect spot to draft franchise left tackle, franchise right tackle. You could have both already at this point. No, I don't think that Colton Miller is that great. I think that they should have moved him to right tackle a long time ago and drafted a left tackle a long time ago. But you could just at least draft a left tackle instead of Ashton Jeanty. At least draft the left tackle instead of Tyree Wilson. At least draft the left tackle instead of fill in the blank reach that they've done over the last couple of years. The one time they did draft tackle, they went Alex Leatherwood. I mean, it's almost comedic. The rebuild of the O-line for the Raiders. So how do you think that Gardner Minshew or AOC or Jimmy Garoppolo or these very stationary old quarterbacks are going to do in pass pro behind an O-line like that? Getting blitz left and right. Fire coming from the left, fire coming from the right. In the back of your head, even on plays that you don't have pressure, you're thinking about the pressure. And really, the main thing is, if you're going to draft someone like Ashton Jeanty that high, thank you for subscribing, by the way, Phil K. You're a GOAT for that. Second subscriber of the stream, by the way. Huge shout out. I think that's a new record, too. How's Ashton Jeanty going to do as a rookie? Got to make our pass play call here. How's Ashton Jeanty going to do as a rookie trying to break tackles already at the line of scrimmage, trying to break tackles behind the line of scrimmage just to make a 3 yards per carry, a 4 yards per carry happen. When he gets space, you see that Genty can make it happen. Genty has star power. He's running people over. He looks agile for his size. He's stiff-arming people. He's hitting the spin moves. It's impressive when he has space. He has space once a quarter, once a half in the game so far this year because the O-line is getting absolutely wrecked. And this is not a Washington defense that is super scary. This is not a Washington defensive line that has a bunch of monsters on it. Jared Goff here on 1st and 10. We've been calling pass. Trying to build our score up here. We're going to start putting wagers on the pass. But yeah, Washington defense isn't that scary. I thought they were going to be I thought they were going to be better this year than they've been in previous years, but they look old. They look kind of slow in the game a few weeks ago against who was it again that they were playing? I mean, they didn't do great. Which team was it again? Oh, yeah. Green Bay. Green Bay made this defense look old and stinky and washed up. So, and Green Bay doesn't have these crazy electric weapons. They obviously have Josh Jacobs there. They probably have a better quarterback than the Raiders. But really the eyesore and the big difference is, Jared Goff took a big hit. The real eyesore and the big difference is those O-lines. They're letting it play on. So this is going to be called a touchdown. Jared Goff just got wrecked if you guys aren't watching the game. Appreciate you, Phil K. We're going to be on here with Joe and Tony hopefully tomorrow if we get time. If you want to join in then. Okay, so it is incomplete pass, not a fumble. So clearly an incomplete pass. But anyways, Washington defense is not that crazy. The D-line especially is not that scary. They got Dante Fowler coming at you, an older Bobby Wagner coming at you, and they were just all over them. From every clip that I saw, every highlight that I saw, Geno was getting smothered. Ashton Genty was getting hit. Literally a line behind the line of scrimmage. And yeah, he might break a tackle, but he can't break 10 tackles to make it happen. Then you go look at Amar in Hampton, where the Chargers drafted the left tackle last year. Lions are going to be punting here. We got to get the punt. But Max. They just ran a screen. So Lamar Jackson is going to get a chance this half to try and go down and score again. So the Raiders O-line to have that kind of performance against the Washington defense, it's not looking good for the Raiders the rest of the season. You're going to see better defensive lines. You're going to see better front sevens. You're going to see more aggressive secondaries that are undercutting more of Geno Smith passes. This is why I predicted at the beginning of the season also. This is why you should subscribe to the channel, like the video, because I make these predictions every season. You can get some spoilers to your NFL season that Geno Smith was going to be second in the league in interceptions. I predicted the top 3 for every single stat, and I had Geno at second in the league in interceptions, and I think that this offensive line is going to help me out in that prediction coming true. Ravens almost blocked the kick. That would have been absolutely insane. You got to give the Washington Commanders some credit as well. Marcus Mariota played a very good game. He went out there and did what he had to do to win the game and got his revenge on the Raiders. You got to be excited if you're a Commanders fan to have this record dealing with the Jaden Daniels injury. You want things to go well while your starting quarterback is out. They went well for the Washington Commanders. I think that the Commanders are a team that I thought at the beginning of the season might go to another level, but there's a lot of problems still that I see that are glaring. They have to get the run game going them damn selves. Of course, the injury to their quarterback already. I don't trust their offensive line fully just yet. And like I said, the defense isn't quite what I thought it would be for the Commanders. Maybe it can get even better down the stretch of the season. We will see. We got a Hampton comment here. Let's see what he said. As a Hampton fantasy owner, he's better than Genty. Well, he's in a better situation than Genty is the point that I'm trying to make for the Raiders here. I think that the Raiders could be a team that goes completely off the rails because they don't really have like let's go to the backup quarterback. We got a young guy ready to go to try and bring some energy and bring some juice. No, you'd be going back to AOC. You'd be going backwards if you bench Geno, if it gets bad enough. And Pete Carroll and Geno are best buds. But they haven't really won more than like 9 games together. The Raiders fans don't want to listen to me that this combo isn't going to work. The Raiders are a rebuilding team, and this is going to be another rebuilding year for them. Again, for the Commanders, I think they'll be in the wild card race. I used to think that they were going to be in the division race. I thought they might have a chance to win the division even. I don't think that as much anymore. We'll see, like I said, if the defense starts to click, and this is the start of it, the offensive line can protect Jaden Daniels a little bit better, so he's in there at least. Maybe we can bet on the Commanders again to be a Super Bowl contender like I thought they were at the beginning of the year. That is one prediction I was wrong about. It is good to see the Raiders lose, though. That never disappoints me. Ever. It never will. All right, let's see here. Let's go pass because they got to pass it. Let's go out route because they got to save time for this next play. Phil K, what game do you want me to talk about next? We're doing this live watch along. We're also recapping and talking about every single game for the entire NFL season all week. So let me know if you guys want me to talk about any specific games, players, happenings, things. Football. Football. Oh, so there was a flag on that play too. Oh boy. Ravens got a big play right away. There's another thing I like about the Blue 42 app. Let's see what it is. I got him there. It's a big Lamar Jackson run. I don't know how you let Lamar Jackson get loose. 2 minutes left. That's the guy you probably should watch very closely. Dan wants us to talk about the Cowboys next. We'll talk about the Cowboys next here at halftime. Let's catch the rest of this Ravens game. It's not looking good for the Cowboys, though. It is not. It is looking like a nightmare start to the season for them Dallas Cowboys. LJ. Going left, going right, trying to make people miss. Throw it. There we go. So we got the pass correct that time. All right, let's call the keeper on this one. Let's call the keeper on this one. Second down. How about them Cowboys? Not looking good for them Cowboys. Kelvin Shepard. For some reason, I feel like I watched him play. I don't know. He playing the NFL? Someone in the chat, please help me find out about Kelvin Shepard. He's now a defense coordinator for the Lions. Trying to defend Lamar Jackson here. 2nd and 6. I missed it on the app, but let's see what he did here. He threw it. Oh, perfect throw to D-Hop on the sideline. Lamar Jackson is going to new levels as a football player, dude. That's impressive. Pass to DeAndre Hopkins here. All right, we'll go pass. Let's say they try and get into the end zone. Next play is incomplete pass, but then after that, Lamar throwing that jump ball. We actually have a D-Hop touchdown in our picks, so wouldn't be upset about that either. Oh, he threw it up to D-Hop on that one, and there's PI. Never mind. It's gonna be a run. Even though they failed to get in 4 times or something on the goal line last time, I think that Lamar trying to keep this himself here. Terrion Arnold and DeAndre Hopkins arguing. Was this PI or not? Let's see. We need the touchdown to D-Hop, so just let him catch it, bro. Oh, yeah, that's PI. You can't grab onto the jersey that much. Right in front of the ref. They're going to call that on the defense, even if the offense is touching a little bit. Offense usually will get the benefit of the doubt, too. Those of you that are tuned in, watch the broadcast on your TV. But if you want to join me on the Blue 42 app, the link is in the description. We will start a new game for the second half. If you guys want to join, try and win some money. But also, there's some jerseys on the line. Also, will help out the channel a lot. Blue 42 was in the chat earlier, and they said that they would give us $1,000 if 20 people join So go join. Oops, accidentally closed. There we go. Lamar. Not D-Hop. Rashad Bateman touchdown. That's great to see for the Ravens and great to see for our game here. Blue 42 is still in the house. Also, go subscribe and follow their social medias if you guys want. King Joker, bolt up, baby. We were talking about the Chargers game earlier. If you want to rewind and go check it out. Dan, please get the app. Use promo code NFLMike when you sign up so you can join after the halftime. Rose is saying join. Rose, you should join too. There ain't nothing stopping you from joining. Get 20 people in here. I don't know when the timeline is for this, but hey, I'll take the opportunity. I wish I could go live on TikTok too. If I go live on TikTok too, 20 people would be easy. But I can't because I'm doing the game on the phone and the stream on the computer. Also, Blue 42, since you're in here, I've been trying everywhere. I just haven't found anyone that really has the budget or is trying to grow, I guess. They already, are bigger apps, but you're just trying to get users. You're just trying to build the Blue 42 brand awareness. I've been trying to replace that NFLMike TikTok sign or that NFLMike sign with any sign for any brand that wants to sponsor ad space back there. We can get you millions of views per month easily. I think I'll do it at almost any price. A per 1,000 views price across all platforms. So if you want to think about that, I didn't realize that we were pushing it as hard. I thought we were just testing, but when you're offering 1,000, offering 5,000, that's about how much it will be to sponsor all of my videos for an entire month. Just throwing it out there. But we can talk about it afterwards. Also, my brand manager who runs my emails, she's beautiful at this kind of stuff and figuring things out for me. Oh, I missed the kickoff. See, do not miss your guys' kickoffs when you're playing this game. Do not miss your guys' kickoffs. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We were even saying like 50 cents per 1,000 views, like as low as possible for the first month, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, hell yeah, King Joker. 3-0, baby. Again, if you want to rewind the stream, I did talk in length about the Chargers, my thoughts on the Chargers and my thoughts on the Broncos and the game. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with it all, Blue 42. Try to keep up with the stream, trying to keep up with this. But I really just want to show everyone how the game works for tonight. I'm not even focused necessarily on winning. So that way when people watch this back or when we send this to people as an example, hey, check this out. There'll be something to reference that shows me playing it in action. We called a pass here, and the Lions are trying to get into field goal range because Dan Campbell is that kind of psycho. Then we're going to talk about the Cowboys game at halftime, which I can't wait to talk about that. That was an interesting developments. Lots of problems with the Cowboys. I know how you guys like to hear about the Cowboys. Fans hate to hear us talk about the Cowboys, and non-Cowboys fans love to hear us talk about the Cowboys because it's usually a mess. Rosemary saying she's the best at calling special teams, which makes it happen with the kicks. Big hit there. I don't think the Lions are going to be able to get into field goal range. The Ravens should just back off. Although, we're going to do a pass. Although, the Ravens defense has been known to blow coverages. That's what doesn't make sense about the Ravens defense sometimes, that they have a lot of stars. It's Baltimore. So you have the staff. What goes wrong with the defense every year where they're giving up 40 points, they're giving up 35 points every week, it seems like. Oh, man, Dan's saying it's not in his country yet. One day, Dan, Blue 42 will expand to your country, and we'll be there. Felke does live, I believe, in Canada, if I remember right. Maybe I'm guessing wrong. For some reason, Germany's coming to my mind as well, Felke. I'm sorry that I don't remember where you're from. It's another pass here, but if they don't get any yards, they're close to field goal range. You could try a big one with Jake Bates if you can get like 10 more yards and then get a quick timeout. They're going to pass for sure. So let's see. This is my last chance to get some points here before the end. I'm right. Okay, there we go. I think Canada was right. Canada. Eh? Been to Canada many times. Love the people of Canada. Many times. I've been there like 3 times. 4 times. Toronto, Vancouver. Been to a few other smaller cities. and went up to Alaska even. Fun fact. So been all over your area there, Phil K. All right, here's a pass. We'll see what they got. 7 seconds still left here on my clock down below. Oh, it's timeout. That's why. They're definitely passing here, so we got that prediction right. Everyone's tuning in the stream. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not tuned in or subscribed already. We make daily NFL content. We don't go live as much anymore on YouTube, but we're going to be trying to do it more often, especially with everyone tuning into the chat here. A few new subscribers, getting some new people to go join Blue 42. I mean, it's been a very successful stream so far, and we got a great game going between the Ravens and the Lions. It's been great. We're also recapping instant reactions to all the week 3 games throughout the night as we go to commercial breaks, as we go to halftime, things like that. We will talk about it. And here we go. We got a completed pass here. They're close to field goal range. 2 seconds left now. Do you think they'll try and kick? And here's the cool thing about Blue 42. They give you a fair shot to see the substitutions. See that? See the substitutions? See the substitutions happening. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the one that got them there. All right, let's get the kick in. Make call. They're going to try and kick like a 70-yard field goal here. We're going to have to set up a new Zoom again. I need to buy the full capabilities of Zoom so I can use it without having to keep resetting it up. But we're about to go to halftime anyway, so. Let's see if he makes this field goal. Jake Bates from deep. Oh, so this will be the record, the longest field goal in the history of the NFL. Let's see. Blue 42 is saying, check it out first on the app. I'll do that. Let's see what happens. Here we go. We're going to see it first here on the app. Then we're going to go up and look. We'll see it. Kick is up. And it's no good. It looks like it's short. Wester was back there to return, but I don't think he returned it. I think he probably went out the back of the end zone. It's a long kick. I mean, we're talking 67 yards. Whew. There we go. We're going to half here, tied at 14-14. We got a good one between the Ravens, between the Lions. I like how the Lions also covered that kick right away just in case. They were ready to go in case he tried to return that. We don't want no Auburn, Alabama here. Go all the way back. But let's talk about the Cowboys now. It's halftime of this game. By the way, guys, we're playing on Blue 42. It's a new app you guys could try out where you can predict the games against me and try and beat me. Predict run or pass and add up the points, and every quarter it's a new game, so you can join after halftime if you guys haven't joined yet. The link is in the description below. 6-7. I don't even know what this is about. Youngsters in the chat, please let me know. But 6-7. 67-yard field goal misses. Anyways. Let me get some water before we talk about the Cowboys. Who's in here right now? Phil K, weren't you a Cowboys fan? Did you switch to the Chargers yet? It's time. I actually would like to make an announcement to all Cowboys fans out there that are really disappointed with how the season started, or upset that CeeDee Lamb is injured, or upset that Tyler Booker is now injured. Defense looks like Swiss cheese ever since they traded Micah Parsons. The Chargers need all the fans that we can get. By the way, Blue 42 reminding everybody, if we can get 20 users in NFLMike's league, you use code NFLMike. We're going to put $1,000 on the line for everyone to compete for, if you guys want a shot at that. But anyways, back to like what I was saying. It's a $5 entry for a chance at $1,000. I'm just saying. We get 20. Anyways, back to the Cowboys talk here. If you're a Cowboys fan out there that's upset about all those things that I just listed, if you're a Cowboys fan out there that's upset about all those things that I just listed, the Chargers are taking applications for new fans. And I'm not saying, oh, I want a bunch of bandwagon fans to come over and become Charger fans, but the Chargers could use some more fans. I know a lot of you guys that are Cowboys fans, for some reason, live in Los Angeles. I never understood this. Raiders fans, 49ers fans, Cowboys fans always make fun of me for being a Los Angeles Chargers fan. I'm a Los Angeles Dodgers fan. I'm a Los Angeles Kings fan. I am a USC fan. I root for UCLA when USC isn't on. I'm a Lakers fan. It's across the board. LA Knight, yeah. It's across the board LA, right? Because I'm loyal to my hometown. I'm loyal to my city, even though we burn it down once a year. I am loyal to Los Angeles. But these fans are telling me that they're all Dodger fans, Laker fans, Kings fans, Ducks fans, Clippers fans, Angels fans. They got LA across the board, or Anaheim. But then in football, they're Cowboys fans. They're 49ers fans. Are you more loyal to a team or to your hometown? That's my question to Cowboys fans who are frustrated. 49ers fans probably aren't very frustrated. To Raiders fans that are in Los Angeles that are frustrated. Because if you want to root for your city's team, you want to put LA on your head when you go to a football game, there's two teams that play in Los Angeles. You can pick either one of them. I'm happy with you switching from the Cowboys or the Raiders or the 49ers to either of those two teams. I'm just saying. I don't really want any other bandwagon fans. I don't want the Chiefs bandwagon fans. So Cowboys bandwagon fans that are in Los Angeles specifically, we welcome you to the LA Chargers fan base because, man, it was a mess for the Cowboys. From snap one, it went wrong. Javonte Williams fumbled literally on the first snap of the game. And I don't know how, but the Cowboys defense is getting worse and worse and worse each week. They make Caleb Williams look amazing in this game. And where the fuck has this Caleb Williams been? There's a throw that he made to Burden on the sideline. I think they ran a flea flicker or something. Sorry, I'm having some issues with the Red Bull. I think they ran a flea flicker or something that set up Caleb Williams in this. He's got pressure in his face off the flea flicker, steps back, fires an absolute rocket down the field to Luther Burden for a touchdown. I think personally, the best throw of Caleb Williams' NFL career so far. And he was making throws like this throughout the game. He was making guys miss. He was playing very well in this game. So I don't know if it's Cowboys defense that made him look that amazing or if it was Caleb Williams making some improvements, getting better, getting more comfortable in the Ben Johnson offense. I hope that it is that. I'm rooting for Caleb Williams. Like I said, a USC fan. I wasn't a big fan of his being the first overall pick. I thought Jayden Daniels was the better quarterback, more pro-ready to start his career. But I'm rooting for the kid. I'm rooting for Caleb Williams. I think that the league could use another star. I think the Bears could use a star quarterback. We've been waiting for so many decades and decades and decades and decades for the Bears to find a quarterback. This could be it. And Caleb Williams' breakout game could have just been this one against the Cowboys defense. Like I said, it got worse when Dan Quinn left the team. They said that there wouldn't be any fall off. There was a fall off. Dan Quinn was the glue holding them together. Micah Parsons and Mike McCarthy, they didn't get along once Dan Quinn left. Micah Parsons and the entire Cowboys organization stopped getting along when Dan Quinn left. And eventually, you also lose Micah Parsons. And now the defense is absolutely trash. And I will say, I went to Cowboys training camp this year. I got up close and personal to the team, and I was thinking these exact things. And not to toot my own horn again, I was already saying back then that Dak looks good. Offense looks good. The CD Pickens combo looks good. But the Cowboys O-line looked good at camp as well. The whole offense, to me, looked good. Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and Jadon Blue all had star plays at training camp when I went. So the running back battle was looking good, but their defense looked awful when I saw them, and it is awful. Giving up all these points to the Bears, and it gets worse for the Cowboys because they also sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I got everything right here. The Cowboys also lost a few star players. CeeDee Lamb goes down early in this game, and you saw the impact. Dak Prescott was not the same quarterback that he was against the Giants just a couple weeks ago. He wasn't the same quarterback that he was against the Eagles just a couple weeks ago. Once CeeDee Lamb comes off the field, and obviously anyone's gonna be affected by losing their star receiver in the middle of the game. You don't expect that, but Dak Prescott isn't the star level quarterback that's able to just say, you know what, I'm gonna start targeting George Pickens more. That click needs to be there with CeeDee Lamb. Also, it is huge for the Cowboys offense, for the rushing attack, for the passing attack, for the screen game, that CeeDee Lamb gets double coverage. And when teams leave him open in single coverage, that he's making plays and forcing that double coverage back on. And once he's out the field and you don't have to double cover anyone, you can have a more balanced defense to attack this Cowboys offense. You can stop the run a little bit better. You can stop the pass a little bit better when you have one extra guy to throw at both of those. It's just simple logic. And, you don't have to double team George Pickens as much as you'd have to double team CeeDee Lamb by any means, especially in a game where they have to try and make a switch last second to say, okay, now this offense is going to go around George Pickens, who has a different skill set than CeeDee Lamb. This is a huge loss. It's looking like CeeDee Lamb's going to miss multiple weeks. High ankle sprain, I think was the report on him, and I saw like a 2 to 3 week recovery plan. I don't know about that. I don't know how many receivers, especially, that I have seen come back from high ankle sprains that quickly. It would have to be a minor high ankle sprain for it to work, and they're showing the Cowboys score here on the field. Caleb Williams had 300 yards, 4 touchdowns in this freaking game. I mean, just absolutely amazing to watch. Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions in this game once CeeDee Lamb came out of it. So, like I said, from snap 1, it went wrong for Dallas. CeeDee Lamb gets hurt. They're already starting to lose here early on in it. And then you find out after the game, they lose 31-14, that Tyler Booker, their new guard who's supposed to be replacing Zach Martin, also went down with a high ankle sprain. So ankle after ankle going down for the Dallas Cowboys. And this guy was having a great start to the year. He was looking good. And the Tyler offensive line for the Cowboys actually looked really good in the Eagles game. Looked solid in that Giants game and pulled off that ridiculously crazy comeback that only the freaking Giants could give up. And by the way, this goes to show how freaking bad the Cowboys defense is. This Bears offense couldn't do nothing for the first 2 weeks of the season. They absolutely sucked. Caleb Williams didn't look like he knew what the fuck was going on offense at all. At all. And then they come out and cook the Cowboys defense 31-14. Make it look easy. 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Like I said, rookies going for bombs down the field. Luther Burden had 100 yards in this game. DJ Moore wasn't really like the key target in this even as their star receiver against Cowboys defense. Rome Odunze had 62 yards and a touchdown. That was pretty nice. And the Bears didn't even run the ball effectively, really. It was just all Caleb Williams on this secondary, right? Caleb Williams, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns after struggling all year. And then you go back to last week, this Cowboys defense against Russell Wilson, give up 450 yards and 3 touchdowns to Russell Wilson, who we saw really struggle. Really struggle. In every other game he's played this year, but especially this week against the Chiefs, to a point that I would be saying maybe it's time to consider retirement for Russell Wilson. That's how bad it was in that game. That was a better one anyways. That's how bad it was in that game for Russell Wilson against the Chiefs. I mean, the crowd is chanting for Jackson Dart a week after their quarterback had 450 yards against this Cowboys defense. And now they're missing multiple star players. You already didn't have Micah Parsons. The offense is struggling. It could get ugly for the Cowboys. Who do the Cowboys play next? Let's see. Them Dallas Cowboys, they play the Packers on Sunday Night Football. They're welcoming Micah Parsons back after losing an offensive lineman, losing CeeDee Lamb. Both are definitely not going to play in that Sunday night game. Defense is beat to crap. Almost looks like it's giving up. This is going to be an ugly Sunday Night Football game between the Packers and Cowboys, I think. And I will be making a video about Micah Parsons probably. I have a good video idea for this one. I don't want to spoil it for too many people, but I'm sure you guys will still watch the video when it comes out. I want to compare the stats of the Cowboys defense before Micah Parsons and the Cowboys defense after, the Packers defense before Micah Parsons and the Packers defense after. I am sure that the comparison is absolutely ridiculous. For the Bears, who do the Bears play next? Let's check out the Bears. Bears schedule. The Bears play the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. So that'll be an interesting game between two teams who kind of have struggling offenses, except for the Bears just kind of caught fire, reignited. The Raiders dealing with Geno Smith, some of those things I talked about earlier on in the stream. Struggling offensive line. Bears D-line should be able to get after Geno Smith. I'll probably take the Bears on the road here. It's in Las Vegas, too. That's usually an easy trip for road teams to make. The Bears won't have to play in the cold. Actually be an advantage for them. They'd rather play, Kill would rather play in Vegas than Chicago anyways. Then if it starts to go wrong, Caleb Williams won't have the home crowd booing him out of the stadium like the Bears fans are known to do. So yeah, that's the recap for the Cowboys Bears. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. If you guys have any comments on Cowboys Bears. Tyler. Yeah. Yeah, and then the play that CeeDee Lamb got injured was a handoff to CD. Why? It just makes you ask, why are we even calling these plays? That's another thing that people don't even remember about the Cowboys. Yeah, Brian Schottenheimer's been there. He knows the Cowboy culture. This is his first time as a head coach, too, trying to figure out all these issues now, having to still hold it together. This season could get ugly for the Cowboys in a sense that we could see more of Joe Milton. And we saw Joe Milton in this game. And he didn't look terrible. He did throw a pick, but he's desperate to throw to the end zone. They're trying to make a crazy 20-point comeback by the time he gets in there. So, all right, let me get the Zoom reset up again so I can show you guys the screen before halftime comes back. Cowboys fan in the house. EF13 Bromstad, and I am a Cowboys fan. Sorry to hear that, EF13. It's going to be maybe a rough season, but hey, at least the Cowboys are still the Cowboys. They'll still have star players for next season if you're giving up on the season in week 3. I want to know, look at your schedule, EF13. Let me know, what do you think the Cowboys' record will be by the end of this thing, by the end of the season? I'll put it on the stream so we can get your prediction on record right now. I don't think they're going to go 500. Unfortunately. Let's get Blue 42 back on the screen here. Oh, we're already started. Ravens get the ball first. 7-10. So even Cowboys fans are saying 7-10. That's kind of what I'm thinking too, honestly. They can still pull out some wins against bad teams. It can happen. Okay, so it won't let me add. It won't let me add the game back on here. We're just going to do it on the phone. But Blue 42 is the app that we're playing where you guys can predict against me, like it says in the title and the thumbnail. So please download that. They've challenged us to get 20 users in there. They're going to give $1,000 out to the winner. So go join it. The link's in the description and the promo code NFLMike. But let's see here. Just a little dump off. We're going to go run on the next one. While we're playing along here, we're also going to be talking about all of the games, all of the teams for week 3, the best we can on commercial breaks and stuff. We'll talk about the Lions, or not the Lions. The Lions are on the screen right now. I think the Lions and the Bills are similar teams. That's why I get them confused. We'll talk about the Bills-Dolphins game next. Actually, I feel like we already talked enough Bills this week. Let's see here. What's something with some juice? Oh, we need to talk about the Eagles-Rams next. That's what we need to talk about next. Eagles-Rams are next. Hand off to Derrick Henry. Yeah, it won't let me. Zoom won't let me redo another meeting, so. But we do have the vote. We still have it pulled up here if you guys want to check it out. Got to make our prediction for the next play. We already have 800 points in this quarter. By the way, it starts over each quarter if you want to play along. 14-14 still. Lamar's 9 of 10 for 105 yards. Almost perfect tonight. They got to jump. I think that's neutral zone infraction on the Lions defense. Lamar throwing it deep. So you get the play before here on the Blue 42 app as well. That's pretty cool. Incomplete. Then you can watch the replay up on the actual broadcast. We're gonna have 2nd and 10. Let's go with the slant. Oh, he was trying to hit Kolar there, almost threw a pick. Yeah, I had to take it down because the Zoom meeting, it expired. It won't work anymore. I've been trying to make it work in the background, but it's not working. So it's still on my phone. If you guys want to try it out, you can go try it out. They give you a tutorial on there so you can see how to play it. Second and 10 here. Looks like they're going to complete a pass. Lamar to Kolar again. I'm going to pick up this guy in fantasy. He's the new Isaiah Likely. Now, this is good news for Isaiah Likely when he comes back. They're going to be targeting him a lot. Andrews. It is another pass. They do complete it for a first down. Lions even be kicking themselves. They score a touchdown on this drive after dropping that interception. That could have changed this game. Zay Flowers makes the catch. Cross midfield. All right, let's talk about this Eagles-Rams game because this was a really interesting game, actually. Very hard game to predict because both teams were really good going into it. Both teams were really hot going into the game. I was pretty excited for this game because of the NFC title game that we saw between these two. It was a lot of fun. Saquon had a huge game in that one, so that game was obviously at the front of my mind when I saw this on the schedule. I was very excited to see Rams, Eagles this week. And in my opinion, the Rams kind of got screwed in this one. They went up early on the Eagles. At one point it was 26-7, I think, in the third quarter of this game. The Rams offense was playing really well. Both receivers were going off, like Dan saying in the chat here. One of the best receiving duos in the NFL. One of the best receiving duos that have come together over the last couple of years, I think, with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and it was showing out in this one. Devontae Adams had a touchdown up the sideline, got away with a little bit of a push off. Note that because this is going to be a storyline. Kolar again. Jeez. Excuse me, guys, if you heard that. Anyways, the Rams are playing really well. Offense was looking really good. These two receivers, like we were just saying, scary. He had that little push off by Devontae Adams, and then A.J. Brown used it later in the game and also pushed off. But the Rams looked like they had this thing in control. And all of a sudden, everything, the whole momentum wave, the referees, everything just came piling down in the Eagles' favor. I mean, it was thing after thing after thing. We got the A.J. Brown pass interference that they missed. Clearly pass interference. I think this was a makeup call for Devontae Adams committing pass interference they missed earlier on in the game. But they did call pass interference also on the Rams in the end zone. That was less contact than the A.J. Brown non-pass interference call. Make sure I make my call here on Blue 42. Also, had a Rams pass interference that got called that didn't really make sense on the defense. Andrews again. He's just feeding the tight ends. Andrews up the sideline. Jeez. Like I was saying, and everything starts going the Eagles' way after the Rams had a big lead in that game. So not only was there the PI calls back and forth, there's also the false start issue. Talked about it all week. Tush push. They're false starting on a lot of these tush push plays, and they did it again in this one against the Rams. More than once, it looked like they played it in slow motion. It's clearly a false start. It's kind of like reminds me of the Jawan Taylor stuff with the Chiefs. Double pass. Derrick Henry trying to throw a touchdown and almost throw a pick. Holy shit. The Ravens, you're overthinking it. You're moving the ball so well to be throwing double passes on first down. What are we doing? Just let Lamar throw it. Jeez. Anyways, so Eagles are up 26-7. Then they have the PI penalty missed, the PI penalty called. You get the false starts on the tush push that are missed. Eagles score off of that as well. On top of it all, there's a play in there where Puka Nacua gets a first down. He just points like a normal point. It's his signature move, his normal thing that he does. And he gets a flag for taunting, giving the Rams offense 15 yards back off of a taunting penalty. And it wasn't taunting by any means necessary. Also in this game, around the same time, maybe even the same drive as that taunting penalty, Puka Nacua catches a pass over the middle, clearly catches it, and replay assist comes in and calls it incomplete. They show the replay on the big screen. You see all the crowd react. They show the replay on the broadcast. We all see it. It's like clearly. Touchdown here. Touchdown here. Lamar to Mark Andrews. Another tight end. Wow. So the Ravens are going to go up here 21-14 on the Lions. I have the D-Hop touchdown in my picks, guys. We need the D-Hop touchdown. Anyways, back to what I was saying. All that goes against the Rams. The taunting penalty. And then we have that weird catch. Puka catches the pass clearly. They show it on the screen above. You see the crowd react. They show it on the broadcast. Broadcast reacts. Everyone's like, this is a catch. But replay assist called in and told the refs to change it to an incomplete pass. So Sean McVay had to challenge the replay assist booth, not the referee's call on the field. He had to challenge the incomplete pass call that came in from the replay assist, who got to watch it in slow motion. And then when they watched it again in slow motion, they called it a catch. So almost caught the replay assist trying to help the Eagles out. And I'm saying all this just to say, are the Eagles the new Chiefs? We're starting to get used to the NFL trying to build villains. And I've talked about this in the past before, where we saw the villains of the 90s being the Cowboys and the 49ers. There's still friends that I have that are old enough to remember those days that hate the Niners and hate the Cowboys because of the 90s still. And after that ended, you move into the 2000s, the Patriots become the villains, and it's just like it seems like nothing can stop them. Fate's on their side, the refs are on their side, and everything continues to go right over and over and over again. Patriots dynasty dies out. They need new villains, right? Here are the Chiefs. Now we got the Chiefs Kingdom. Now we're trying to go for three-peats. All of a sudden we got a new villain. All the refs are helping out the Chiefs. Fate seems like it's going his way. Dark magic, all of those things, and now we got the Eagles. Are they getting help from the refs in the same way? Are they going to be the new villain that the NFL tries to build up? Because that is what brings ratings to football. And while they won't just flat out rig the game where the players and everyone's in on it, they can affect the game through the officiating. And this replay assist thing was mighty suspicious when you combine it with the taunting penalty, with the missed PI, with the missed PI, with the missed holding, with the missed false start. You combine it with all of that, it does start to get a little suspicious. And then, of course, speaking of dark magic, evil magic, even after all that, the Rams had this win. They were lined up to kick the game-winning field goal twice and two separate times in the fourth quarter. The same player, Jordan Davis, blocked it. How on the second time do you not know I got to get this kick up and over the line? Because he blocked it the first time. Then on the second time he blocked it, not only did he block it, he scooped it and ran all the way to the end zone. And wow, this is an amazing play by Jordan Davis. Huge shout out to him. I mean, that's a long run down the field. I wonder what the hell he was thinking while he's running down the field, but he obviously is going to score. The game's over. Zeros are about to hit. There's no Rams around him. So he goes and scores. What makes this especially suspicious? That score on the blocked kick and return covered for the Eagles. If they just miss the kick, the Rams just miss it, or it just gets blocked and recovered. No harm done. We go to oh no, the Eagles would have won, but the Rams would have covered. But this avoids the upset. Eagles win, and you get some dark magic like Mahomes type stuff happening in this game, from the refs to the blocked field goals. Maybe the Eagles are just that championship winning team that is going to win no matter what. Or maybe the NFL is going to try and build a new villain out of these Eagles. For the Rams, they did give up some big plays to Jalen Hurts late in the game that you do worry about the secondary a little bit. But for the most part, the defense played really good in this game. Kind of got screwed a little bit by the offense. Matthew Stafford threw a pick. We had the issues with the pass interference, settling for field goals, all kinds of stuff with the Rams defense that led to the 33 points. Obviously, the blocked kicks and the return. The Rams defense played good in this game. The D-line was getting after Jalen Hurts. Few big hits on Jalen Hurts in this one. I think there's a special teams penalty here. Tyler Loop is pissed. Oh, I guess he barely didn't hit the landing zone. We got some people in the chat here. Dan is saying that Lane Johnson also always false starts, and Jordan Mailata always holds. Yeah, we saw some holds, and we saw some false starts missed in this game for sure. For the Rams, I would be excited, though, because I don't think this offense is fully clicking on the level that it's going to in midseason. When it gets to midseason form and Matthew Stafford is humming it to these guys, I hope he still is humming it. I do notice that, too, a little bit. Matthew Stafford starting to age a little bit. You see that in this game just a tiny bit. Some overthrows, some underthrows. The arm just quite isn't the same as it's always been. But Matthew Stafford can still sling it with the best of them in the league. I just hope that holds out through the season when he's got hundreds and hundreds of passes on that right shoulder. If it does, I still think that this is your NFC title game right here. I think we will see Rams versus Eagles for the NFC Championship. I predicted the Rams to win that. The Rams should have won this game. I think by then it'll get even better. So, Lions are driving here. 3rd and 3. Looks like they got the first down here on the app. So let's see what they did. Laporta again. Goff to Laporta. Let's go run the next play. I already took it off the screen, so I can't really add it midstream anymore, but I'll still show me playing the app throughout the rest of it. If you guys want to see the app's interface, you can see it if you rewind the zoom a little bit. To try and predict against me, I got run here to Gibbs. If that is a hint at the NFC Championship game, I'll be excited for the NFC title game when we get to the end of it. We'll talk about the Packers next, by the way, Dan, in that Browns game. All right, so we're going to have 2nd and 1 for the Lions. What should we predict here? I think it's going to be another run. This is a spot where they like to take a shot, though. Let's go pass. This is a spot where they like to do a little play action shot. 2nd and 1. Are they in the middle of the field? Yeah, they're close to the middle of the field. Oh, you're actually in a really good spot to take a shot. Let's see here. No, it is a run. Gibbs gets it. I think they got a face mask, too. No flag. What is this? Direct snap to Gibbs? Oh, no, Goff was under center. Oh, it is a trick play. You see, I am so good at calling these things. It is completed. Trick play here coming up for the Lions. I just said 2 seconds ago. They're going to take a shot here, do something tricky. And sure enough, this is the spot where the Lions like to do it right here, just past the 40. That's how watching a lot of football can give you a little bit of a advantage. So it was a toss to Montgomery, back to Goff. Then Goff throws it over the middle to Amon-Ra. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Classic Lions, by the way. This is their bread and butter. Let's go pass in the next one, too. They're cooking. They're cooking. It is a pass. We got it right. We're having our best quarter so far of my career on the app. Touchdown pass. Never mind. Never mind. No, it is a touchdown. Jared Goff. Who was it? This is what's beautiful about the Blue 42 app. You guys want to try it out? It shows you the play right before it happens when you predict it. It's Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra just absolutely slaying the Ravens right now. Hey, language. Amon-Ra. Jeez, there's Mike's. Oh, gotta get kick. We gotta get the kick. Extra point. This is gonna tie the game up. This ended up being an interesting game. Stop and go. Classic route there out of Amon-Ra St. Brown. They make the extra point. Let's get the kickoff too. Make sure we get the max wager on it. If you guys are doing the Blue 42 app with code NFLMike, links in the description. Make sure you guys bet on those kickoffs. It's a huge advantage to predict that the kickoff's going to happen. If you're not getting the kickoff, you're probably going to lose. Amon-Ra top 5. I mean, he's right there at the edge. This guy is tricky. He's so well-rounded, too. He's got the speed. He's got the power after the catch. He's got the hands. He's got the routes. He's got the awareness, the toe tap ability on the sidelines like that. He could do it against the best corners in the league at any time. And Jameson Williams helps him out a lot, too, by keeping double teams off. Because if you double team him, you're leaving a one-on-one outside where he can just burn you straight up the field. So Amon-Ra is one of these filthy wide receivers where it's just like a midfield demon. Hard to stop over the middle of the field. Very hard to stop. All right, let's talk about the Packers. Because I'm with you guys. Everyone in the chat is saying that Packers could be the NFC champions this year. I was with you. I think that what I saw out of this Packers defense, what I saw out of this Packers offense to start off the season was even better than I expected them to be. I thought it might take some time to click. I thought it might take some time offensively to get it going with the new receiver. You got a rookie receiver out there, Matthew Golden, trying to take them to the next level. I thought that defensively, it might take some time for Michael Parsons to find some cohesiveness in the pass rush with that defensive unit. I thought that this would be the game that they really start to click all together, but they were clicking from day one. And that had me hyped on the Packers as well. Although I still had some of the worries that I have. I don't think Jordan Love is as great as people think he is. I think that the Packers' weapons are a little bit underwhelming. If Matthew Golden doesn't end up being like a Jamar Chase level wide receiver or a wide receiver one, an elite pro type wide receiver one. So some of those things were still in the back of my mind, but they had put it all to bed. Romeo Doubs was playing amazing. Other receivers were stepping up. They were getting it to Tucker Kraft often. Josh Jacobs looking like his normal self. Jordan Love started off the year really hot, 2-0. And then they go to this Browns game at home and just drop an absolute stinker in Lambeau Field. Packers fans got to be scratching their heads like, what the hell happened? Especially offensively, they weren't able to get anything going on the Browns defense. And the Browns defense is not the best defense in the league. It is very good, though. I would say that they're up there, the upper half of defenses in the NFL, but you really just got to get after it. You got to get Myles Garrett taken care of, get after the secondary. And I really think that the Packers could have, and they didn't. So that is interesting. We'll see how the Packers do down the stretch of the season, but that was the biggest upset of the weekend, really. And I was talking to people in the stadium about it. There were some people asking the biggest upset of the week, and I was telling them about it, and everyone was shocked to hear that the Browns won that game. So another one goes out of bounds. This one's on the Lions. Can't get the kicks right. We're going to go pass here for Lamar. Dan saying top 10 nightmares for running backs. Yeah. I mean, they have a good run stop. They were able to slow Josh Jacobs down. I think the final was 13-10. Browns. I mean, that's just not pretty. I love seeing Joe Flacco's reaction, though, on the bench. Joe Flacco still getting as hyped as he ever has for a win in the NFL at his old age. Saw another highlight where Micah Parsons got absolutely blown up, too. Although I assume the Packers defense wasn't bad in this game at all. I mean, Joe Flacco had almost a 50% completion percentage. He didn't even have 150 yards passing, interception, no touchdowns. Wow, Judkins had a big game in this one. That's exciting to see. Lamar Jackson sack coming up here on 2nd and 3. That's not good to see. See, the Browns receivers didn't really have that much. Njoku led them with 40 yards receiving. Like, this is just a defensive battle all the way. Jordan Love was dinking and dunking, but man, it looks like they couldn't get anything going downfield because he's 18-25, 183 yards, touchdown, interception. Josh Jacobs couldn't get it going on the ground, like Dan was saying. Quay Walker led the team in tackles. He's on the trade block. Matthew Golden finally led the team in receiving, though, 4 for 52. This is just more like the Packers team I expected to see at the beginning of the season, where they kind of struggle a little bit offensively as they try to get things going because they're so young. Aaron Glenn had the best reaction. I want to see it. Send it to me, please. Chiefs fan in the house. Chiefs Giants. How'd you feel about them Chiefs in that Giants game? How'd they look? Nowhere. So Lions defense gets out of there. Let's get the punt. That they were playing is Blue 42. You guys can try and predict against me if you want to. Links in the description. Code NFLMike. We got the punt right. They punted. All right, we talked about Raiders, Commanders. We talked about Cowboys. We talked about Eagles, Rams. We talked about Chargers. Let's talk about Bucks. Ooh, you know what? Let's talk about Bengals, Vikings. Good punt here from Baltimore punter. They still have what's his name? Stout. Yeah, it is Stout. Great punt for Stout. So now the Lions are going to have to run it out of the end zone here. This is the Bengals defense that we're more used to seeing here in this Vikings game. What was it, 48-10 or something? Although there was some defensive touchdowns scored in this one. It kind of went how I went and how I feared it would go for the Cincinnati Bengals. I expected the Bengals defense to kind of struggle against Carson Wentz, even though he was the backup, because I thought that watching the Vikings offense, they were moving kind of behind a step. It's just JJ McCarthy, young quarterback in there. I thought he could get in there and click. He did. He did make it click in that one drive against the Bears. He did have a season to watch this offense be kind of executed to perfection by Sam Darnold, or as well as Sam Darnold could do it for most of the season until we got into the playoffs. So I just thought that JJ was going to have a great start to the year and was going to hit the ground running. But like I said, they look like they're behind a step. They look like they're struggling. It looks like JJ McCarthy is just one tick behind the defense his first couple of games. So he suffers the high ankle sprain. Carson Wentz gets forced into the lineup. A pro's pro, a guy who's been in multiple offenses, former Vikings fan growing up. I had a feeling he was going to have a good game with Justin Jefferson out there. TJ Hawkinson had a good game. I put all my bets in on TJ Hawkinson touchdown. That came through. You just know Carson Wentz from his Zach Ertz days feeds the tight ends, fed the tight end here, even was feeding tight ends in Washington when he was there for a little while. Some of those guys, what was it, Bates, and they had another kid, what was his name? Oh, my brain's breaking. It's not Jordan Reed. Someone like Jordan Reed. He played quarterback also. Wow, my brain is breaking. Please comment this player's name. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. He played quarterback, then transitioned to tight end, played for Washington for a couple of years, and was one of Carson Wentz's targets that he just kept targeting over and over and over again. A lot like Jordan Reed when he was playing for the Commanders. But yeah, so I knew that was going to happen. And I didn't think that the Bengals defense was going to slow him down too much. I did also think that Jordan Mason was going to get some success up the middle as well. I like Jordan Mason's running style. I think it fits the Vikings offense so well to force teams to load the box. And then you got Justin Jefferson and these guys out wide to go and abuse secondaries the way they do. And like I said, I expected the game to kind of go the Vikings' favor. I predicted the Vikings to win by 10 points, I believe, but it even went more the Vikings' favor than I thought. The Bengals just looked straight up sloppy in this one. And Isaiah Rodgers had a hell of a game. He had 2 defensive touchdowns that he took back, pick sixes on Jake Browning, fumble recovery for touchdown on Jake Browning and his defense. He had a forced fumble on Jamar Chase. Like, one player played Superman ball for the Vikings defense. But overall, it kind of went how I expected it to go. With the Vikings offense finding a lot of success. Now, on the other side of the ball, that Bengals offense does not look good without Joe Burrow. And it was struggling with Joe Burrow, honestly. And it all goes back to that offensive line. Jake Browning is a sitting duck out there. They couldn't get anything going on the ground. They're saying the Eagles are similar to the Chiefs. Yeah, I made a video about this. If you want to go watch it, it's posted on the channel right now, actually, today. So it's a new video. It's been released about the Eagles being the new Chiefs. Not able to get it to Amon-Ra there. Back to the Vikings-Bengals game here. You know Flores is going to torture backup quarterbacks anytime that he gets a chance to really mess with them as a defensive coordinator. So I did expect the Vikings to win it, but I did not expect a 40-burger. I did not expect a damn near 50-burger. I fear for JJ's job after seeing this. That's how well Carson Wentz played. And he didn't have a crazy stat line still because of the defensive touchdowns. Oh! Montgomery breaks loose up the field. Humphrey's chasing him. They can't get him. Down to the 10. Big play for the Lions in the third quarter. At Blue 42 game, will be moving any country anytime soon. Phil K wants in on this game. I called pass there, though. Phil K, I got that one wrong. What a run by Montgomery. Gibbs fantasy owners are punching the air right now. They're just running the ball over the Ravens defense. Working on coming to Canada, Phil K. Here's the answer to your question. Lions completed a pass here, too, so they're going to get a first down. Bengals got all kinds of problems. Not only you got the Joe Burrow injury going down right now, that defense looks like Swiss cheese against the Vikings backup quarterback. You saw there was a play where Justin Jefferson gets down the field and Bengals players are trying to tackle him. Fans probably want to try and help tackle him because it didn't look like they were putting a lot of effort into making that tackle on a full speed running Justin Jefferson down the field. The good news for J.J. McCarthy is there were some plays that the Bengals had a chance to get their hands on the ball, but of course they dropped the interceptions and weren't able to get it going. The Vikings are doing everything on this Bengals defense, which might be even more of a problem than missing Joe Burrow, because even with Joe Burrow, you're not going to be able to win very many games when you give up 48 points and offense is running it. They're throwing it. I mean, we're getting to halftime, and the Vikings even kicked a 62-yard field goal to make it 34-3 at halftime. I mean, just blew them out 48-10 at one point, and the backups for the Vikings were trying to score more points. They couldn't stop. That's how successful they were. This spells problems for the Bengals for the rest of this season, because obviously Joe Burrow's not going to be back for months. You're stuck with Jake Browning at quarterback. Where can you upgrade on defense? Where are the Bengals going to win games? I think they play next week. They play a winnable game again. They're playing the Broncos next week. Yep. On Monday Night Football, we're going to get Broncos-Bengals. We're going to get Jake Browning versus Bo Nix. Man, if Bo Nix gets outdealt by Jake Browning, you Broncos fans are never good to hear the end of it, but that's a winnable game for the Bengals, and we'll see how the defense looks against Bo Nix and this Denver offense that hasn't been super great, but I just expect the Broncos to run the ball on them like crazy. That's what I think is going to happen. And find success doing it. J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey are going to have a huge game. They're each going to break out big runs. They're each going to score touchdowns. The Bengals are going to lose 35-30 or 35-25. The Denver defense might also get after Jake Browning, by the way, and they may even force as many turnovers as the Vikings defense did. I mean, they got the guys on the defense side of the ball to force a lot of turnovers. So, big 4th and 1 here. Dan Campbell's putting his balls on the table again. They're just going to let the third quarter run out. So, here we go. We're going to the fourth quarter. Score's going to start over for Blue 42. If you guys haven't joined yet, please join. The link's in the description to download the app. Use it, promo code NFLMike. Last chance to play against me here in the fourth quarter. It's about to start. You can get in during the commercial break before it's too late. But also, if you guys want to play, we'll be playing on this thing throughout the year. We'll play some more games. I'm sure Blue 42 will cheer us playing some more. So, yeah, for the Bengals, I absolutely think that they're screwed. For the Vikings, this is interesting because, like I was saying, Carson Wentz, he can execute the offense the way Kevin O'Connell wants. And we've seen Kevin O'Connell have success with Sam Darnold. Kirk Cousins had Joshua Dobbs balling out in this offense. Nick Mullins finding success in this offense. You just need someone that's going to operate this thing when you got Justin Jefferson. You got Jordan Mason going off. They've upgraded that O-line, and so far it's looked okay. It's working out. Christian Darrisaw has been banged up. You're going to get him back to help out as well. Do you bring J.J. McCarthy back and throw him back in there after what we saw? Or do you leave Carson Wentz in and let it rock until that goes wrong and then bring J.J. McCarthy back in? I was very suspicious when they just immediately said, you know what, J.J. McCarthy's out for a long period of time with his ankle sprain. Like, just don't even ask about it. He's out for a month. And I think that was very suspicious. Like, the Vikings softly wanted to try out Carson Wentz, but they don't want to bench him like he's Bryce Young and put that out to the media and also kill his confidence. So, said, all right, let's take a few weeks off with this ankle sprain. Let's get you healthy, buddy. But really, we want to see Carson Wentz in there and see what happens because we've seen guys execute this offense, and immediately it was way better than it was with J.J. McCarthy. And I'm a big J.J. McCarthy fan. I really am. I want him to be the starting quarterback. I want him to be the franchise quarterback of the Vikings, but maybe he needs more time to develop. Maybe he'll come back and it'll all start clicking. Maybe he'll have been used to the game speed now. He's ready to go, but I don't know. I'll be worried. What game would he be coming back for? Let's see. Vikings schedule. Lions 4th and 1's coming up here. So they play the Steelers next week. So that would be a really good test for this Vikings O-line. That'll be a really good test for Carson Wentz in Pittsburgh to see if they can move the ball. And that defense is starting to get a little bit better here against the Jets. They did give up some stuff late in that Jets game. But overall, you like to see the Vikings offense, what they did, the Vikings defense, what they did against the Bengals. And I worry for J.J. McCarthy. Like I'm saying, I don't worry for Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and them because I know they're going to ball out regardless. And they play the Browns, too, after that. So you're going to get some good D-lines. And the Eagles, then the Chargers. The Vikings could easily lose the next 3 or 4 games. And we are putting J.J. McCarthy back in for the Lions, Ravens. Next part of their schedule. Oh, my gosh. I didn't even realize how hard the Vikings schedule is. Both these teams are screwed. What a trick play. What a trick play. You got to love the Lions, man. A handoff to Amon-Ra, who then pitches it outside like an option to Jahmyr Gibbs. You have no idea what's going to happen on every single play, and it's completely legal. It's a lateral. What a play here to start the fourth quarter. This is an exciting game with an exciting finish incoming. So the Vikings' next games are Steelers, Browns, Eagles, Chargers, Lions, Ravens, Bears, Packers, Seahawks. In that order, Commanders when Jane Daniels is going to be back. This Vikings schedule is brutal. They play the Lions and Packers to close the year. I thought the Vikings were going to be looking up. I thought things were going to get better for them here. But looking at this, I didn't realize how hard their schedule was. Is there any Vikings fans out there? Please comment or put in the chat your thoughts on this schedule. Also, while you're here, please like the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you guys aren't subscribed already. If you never read before, hi, I'm NFLMike. I'm an NFL content creator that creates NFL content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and twice on Sundays. I know you guys love the channel. If you haven't, subscribe, and then please check out the sponsor of today's video, today's stream, the Blue 42 app. You can predict games against me, predict games against others, and the winners win some money. They're also giving away jerseys, all kinds of other stuff on the Blue 42 app. All you gotta do is predict run or pass. You can predict run to the left, run to the right for bonus points, pass to the left, pass to the right, cross, post, go routes, all those fun things, screenplays, kickoffs, field goals. You can go ahead and get in on the action with me here. Blue 42 again, promo code NFLMike. Links in the description. If you guys want to see what it all looks like, just rewind the stream a little bit. We had a Zoom up here. We were showing the app off before the Zoom went down, but we're still playing along here. So you can try and beat me in the fourth quarter. And each quarter starts off a new game if you do miss the game. So for the Thursday night game, if you guys miss it, the first quarter, you can get in on the second quarter. So here it is, Dan saying the Vikings have the second hardest schedule in terms of last year's win percentage. Yeah, and then like the Browns, for example, it's just a bad matchup for them if Christian Darrisaw isn't healthy yet, or just an O-line is trying to make it happen in front of a backup quarterback. They might not be a great team that have a bunch of wins to build that strength of schedule, but they're tough out every single week, and it's in the middle of a tough stretch of games. There are tough outs like that. Bears probably aren't going to help out that win strength schedule. But we saw what they just did to them Dallas Cowboys. Same thing with the Seahawks. Last year, they didn't have a shit ton of wins with Geno Smith, but now Sam Darnold, and that defense is humming for Seattle, which maybe we should talk about that, because that might be the team I'm most wrong about this season is the Seahawks. Packers, obviously everyone expected them to be good. Commanders, everyone expected them to be good. Cowboys-Giants game, those are probably both going to go to the Vikings as long as they're not completely destroyed and Justin Jefferson is out there. But Lions, Packers to close the year, that's brutal. You're trying to make the playoffs, you're trying to make the wild card. The Vikings are in for a tough road. Not the Lions. The Vikings are in for a tough road here the rest of the season. Hardest is the Giants. Well, that's brutal for the Giants. The Giants is who the Chargers play next week. So, yeah, it's a handoff to Amon-Ra. And then it's an option for Amon-Ra, I think. Oh, no, it's no option. He just goes straight to the pitch, but it could have been an option. Maybe it's an option. I would love to add an option to that if there is no option. Oh, we got to get the kick. We got to get the kick. Kickoff. There we go. Make sure you guys get the kickoffs on Blue 42. You got to get those kickoffs. All right, D-Hop touchdown here for underdog picks at least. Come on. We're going to talk about the Jaguars-Texans game next, or you guys want Jaguars-Texans game next, or Lamar kept it himself? We could go Steelers-Patriots. Cardinals-Niners. Yeah, we'll do Cardinals-Niners next, if no one else suggests anything else that you want to hear we talk about. We got 14 minutes left in the game here. Let's make our call. Let's go pass. Again, the game we're playing is Blue 42. Just trying to call run or pass each play. Let's get some points. Right now we're at 100 points. We got the first play right. It was a pass. Incomplete, though. 3rd and 7 here for the Ravens. And on 3rd and 7, Lamar throws it to Bateman, who caught it. Bateman with the catch. That's what's great about Blue 42 also, is it shows you the arena, what's going on the field. You get to see it here first, and you can watch it on the screen. So this is going to be a big pass here for Lamar Jackson to Rashad Bateman, who's having a great game today. This game just gets crazier and crazier. Great throw by Lamar. Great catch by Bateman and tried to bat it out of there, but they couldn't get it out. Top 5 running backs list? Okay. Top 5 running backs in the NFL right now. I think the best running back in the NFL, it's hard to argue against Saquon Barkley. So I think I would go Saquon Barkley as the best running back in the NFL right now. Second best RB in the league. It's probably King Henry, who we're seeing on the field right now. Still at this age. It's very hard to stop. Got to make our call here. It's going to be a run. Yes, it is. Pitch to Henry. So my top 5 running backs, yeah, I'll go Saquon Barkley at 1. For sure. I think it's hard to argue with the 2,000 yards rushing last year. The dude had an absolutely historic season. He's on the best rushing offense other than the Ravens, who have a quarterback also that can run it like a running back. And he's been doing it for multiple seasons. So it's not like Saquon has anything left to prove. He's an MVP candidate. Got to be the best running back in the league right now. But Derrick Henry, like I said, will be my second best running back in the NFL. What he still does at this age, well, we saw him do to the Bills already this year. We're seeing him do to the Lions here. We've seen him do to multiple teams this season, last season, in the playoffs. Derrick Henry is still the king. And him and Saquon maybe 1A, 1B, possibly. I mean, those two guys are hard to argue against. For the third best running back, it's tough to go ahead and put Bijan ahead of CMC right now, but I'm going to go ahead and put Bijan ahead of CMC. From what I've seen this season, he looks absolutely amazing. He looks like he's going to be the next elite back. He's going to have another huge year this year. A lot of people don't know this. Bijan quietly had like a 1,900-yard season all-purpose last season. Almost had 2,000 yards. Almost had a season like we saw Saquon Barkley have. The one thing that he doesn't have the O-line that these two guys have either. So that kind of boosts Bijan up for me because he's still putting up these kind of numbers, putting up these kind of stats with the lack of the O-line. The Ravens have one of the best O-lines in the league every single year. The Eagles obviously have the best O-line in the NFL. It seems like year after year after year. That's why I was so confident in Saquon Barkley when he made that transition to the Eagles. It was almost a lock that they were going to be a good fit as long as Saquon stayed healthy. And I actually had Saquon predicted to be the leading rusher beforehand. And a lot of people did, obviously, seeing him go to the Eagles. Some people thought it might not click, but it was so clearly going to work out very well. And I think you got to give respect still to my guy, Christian McCaffrey. So I'm going to put him at 4. I think Christian McCaffrey still looks like the same player he's been. He's obviously already dealing with injuries early on in the year, banged up a little bit, but he's still playing through them. I hope CMC can stay healthy, but what he does as a receiving back also boosts him up. I know Bijan is a great receiver as well. I still have Bijan above CMC, but they're on similar levels as receivers as well. CMC may even be a better just pure receiver. Like he can go line up outside and run routes at receiver. He can go out and draw a corner coverage and run a slant on them and complete a pass. Sincerely, I don't know if Bijan has that kind of skill set. I don't know if Saquon has that kind of skill set as a receiver. CMC might be the best pure receiving back still in the NFL, and he is a beast of a man out the backfield when you get this Niner O-line in front of him fully healthy, just as much as Saquon, as Derrick Henry, as Bijan when he gets into open space. So you still got to give CMC his respect. A lot of people ranked him at 1 a couple years ago, 2, 3. I still have him inside my top 5 at 4. And then my 5th spot, this might be a little bit of a hot take because there's a ton of options that you could put as the 5th best running back currently in the NFL. But what I see with my eyes is between 2 backs, honestly. Jahmyr Gibbs, who's playing in this game, who can make it happen as a receiver, like I'm saying. I just don't think he quite has the power attack of some of these other guys. He can run with power at times, but it isn't as powerful as some of these other guys that I would consider for my top 5 running backs. So let's just go over my list before I reveal who I have at 5th. I have Saquon at 1st, Derrick Henry at 2nd, Bijan at 3rd, Christian McCaffrey at 4th. My 5th best running back in the league, I think, would be Jonathan Taylor. I think Jonathan Taylor is one of the more underrated players in general in the NFL. I think when he stays healthy, he could be a 2,000-yard player like Bijan, like Derrick Henry, like Saquon, like CMC, 1,500-yard player easily. He's already done it multiple times. We've seen him lead the league in rushing one time. It's just the injuries. If he doesn't have injuries, maybe Jonathan Taylor is talked about as the best running back in football right now. Seriously. What he can do as a receiver, what he can do out of the backfield is electric. And every play could be a touchdown, sincerely. And he could do it with power. He could do it with speed. He could stretch you to the edge, to the sideline. And he's very intelligent, very smart running back as well. Good pass blocker. You don't have to take him out in pass pro. So that's my top 5 right there. Saying he farms against bad teams, though, I don't even know what that means. Saying that he just does better against bad teams. Well, how did the Colts do this week? I mean, I think they're undefeated this year. And yeah, Daniel Jones is playing amazing, but Jonathan Taylor is just as much a part of that. And freeing up some space for Daniel Jones to have where it's not loaded boxes all the time. Or loaded secondaries, I should say. You are getting loaded boxes to give you light secondaries for Daniel Jones to go against and throw against. Also, Jonathan Taylor running routes out of the backfield and being a receiver out of the backfield takes away the ability to have a QB spy on every play. So all these runs that Daniel Jones gets on is a lot of Jonathan Taylor byproduct as well. Let's see, 18 carries, 71 yards in his first game against the Dolphins. And then Taylor also dueled it with another 27 yards receiving. So there's almost a 100-yard game in the first game that they didn't even really need him. He didn't play the full game because the backups were in. And in the close game against the Broncos, one of the best defenses in the league, supposedly, according to everyone, but not looking like one of the best defenses in the league, like everyone said in the offseason. We got a Ravens field goal here. Let me make sure I get the. I think I missed it. Jonathan Taylor had 165 yards against the Broncos defense. You tell me that's a bad defense or farming against a bad team. I don't know what to tell you. You had 50 yards receiving and a touchdown as well. We're talking about a 220-yard game for Jonathan Taylor last week. And then this week, Colts are up again. They're playing the Titans this time. Jonathan Taylor had 17 carries, 102 yards. He averaged 6 per. He had 3 touchdowns. Not 1, not 2. 3 touchdowns rushing. Also, out of the backfield, another 3 catches. I mean, the guy's an animal. And he could be justified as the Colts MVP right now just as much as Daniel Jones. So that's my top 5, y'all. Worst division in football? It is the worst division in football, man. I'm ashamed of the Texans, by the way. And let's talk about the Texans. That Texans-Jaguars game was kind of infuriating to watch back because both teams looked like they wanted to lose it. T-Law was sloppy with the football again, and I know he ended up pulling it out in the end, but I don't really ignore all the mistakes, especially when both teams look sloppy and both teams are making all kinds of mistakes. We have glaring issues like Brian Thomas Jr., who's supposed to be a superstar receiver this year. Some people drafted him all over their fantasy football teams because they trusted Trevor Lawrence to take a leap with Liam Cohen. They trusted Brian Thomas Jr. to be the receiver for him when he takes that leap. But now he has a glaring drop problem, dropping pass after pass after pass. I know he made the big play that basically won the game. Even with the W, I have to point out some of these glaring issues that do worry me. Now, to talk about the good for the Jaguars, this defense is coming together well. The front 7 looks as good as it has since the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're getting after it, and their secondary is starting to lock stuff down a little bit more. Gave the Texans fits in the first half of this game. CJ Stroud looks like he's seeing ghosts instead of Sam Darnold. And by the way, what is going on with CJ Stroud this year? And last year, we saw a little bit of a step back, but it wasn't as bad as we're seeing this year. And while both teams did not look good, Stroud looks kind of scared. He looks kind of like a shell of his rookie self from a few years ago. He's not stepping into throws with confidence like we're used to seeing from him. His timing seems to be thrown off from the pass rush because the O-line is not coming together the way the Texans needed it to for them to be a good team. And I'm ashamed to say that I thought the Texans would be a really good team. I thought the O-line would get it together. But it's not working out. Even the Collins touchdown. He didn't really step into that throw and lead Collins down the field and make a great throw there. Collins had to slow down, come behind, get the pass. He's wide open, obviously. It hasn't looked good. Also, another thing that's really scaring me about CJ Stroud, and the Jaguars exposed it a lot. We already saw it a lot from other teams this season in their close losses that they've had already. They fell to 0-3 in this game, but the Jaguars were telegraphing the shit out of CJ Stroud. Like, they knew where he wanted to go with the ball on a lot of plays, and this could have been a game where we saw 3 or 4 interceptions out of CJ. Seriously. This kind of stuff worries me because when you play really good secondaries and they do get those interceptions, it's going to be blowout city for the Texans. They're not even going to be in the game late in the game. And speaking of hesitating, speaking of not stepping into throws, speaking of his timing being thrown off, We saw all of that on the last play of the game, basically, for the Texans. The game losing interception that CJ Stroud threw. So it's tough. And like I said, it was bad for both sides because even on the other side, the Jaguars get back down the field. Brian Thomas Jr. catch is huge. They're in position to win the game, kick a field goal, I believe, to win the game, or at least just score with almost 0 seconds left. And there's no chance for the Texans to come back. But the Texans don't play defense for a play. They let Travis Etienne get loose because they purposely want time left to be able to come back and have a chance to respond to the Jaguars, and Etienne just goes into the end zone like he has no idea what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. Like there's no situational awareness from the Jaguars at all in that situation, in the winning situation that they ended up winning. But because the Texans offense can't get it together, you're playing a good offense, you make that kind of mistake late in the game. Trust me, as a Chargers fan, I know of all people, you make that kind of mistake late in the game, you run into the end zone, and you don't run the clock out. When you could, you lose games. It's kind of karma. It's kind of karma, football karma. It almost always happens that way. Just like that Broncos-Colts game where they had the flag on the field goal miss. Like, you know he's going to make the next one. It's football karma. No matter what, that ball is going in on the next one if you mess up the field goal or you mess up the game-ending play. So the Jaguars got very lucky. They were not amazing in this game either. The defense, you do have to give credit to. And that's why I also thought the Texans would be really good this year because their defense is still playing well. Their secondary is still playing well. The Jaguars have plenty of weapons. Got a big 3rd and 5 here, and the Lions got to delay a game. So that's what kind of sucks about the Texans, is their quarterback is struggling, their offensive line is struggling, and those two things can lead to you not scoring very many points in the NFL and starting 0-3, despite being favorites in this division. And the Colts are 3-0. I still think the Texans are a good team because of the defense. Like I said, CJ Stroud can get it together and figure out what it is that he's putting on tape that teams are countering that he can't counter back. Usually when you get found out in your second year, you have a little bit of sophomore slump, you go back, you study the tape, and you go, here's how they countered me, and here's the counter to them when they counter me like that. You get better over time. It's not getting better. It's not. I think they got the time off here. Let's get the pass call in for Blue 42. Make sure we're paying attention. Well, it's 4th and 5. 4th and 5. So they're going to kick. It's going to be a punt. Next play is going to be a punt. But yeah, that Jaguars versus Texans game just made me more confident in the Colts winning the division. And I literally was like last week saying that I still have faith in the Texans coming back and winning the division. Ben, by the way, if you're watching this or you ever see this, that was the person I told that I still have faith in the Texans. I do not have faith in the Texans. I think that this is the Colts or the Jaguars division now. The Jaguars can still get it together. The Texans can still get it together. But really, it's the Colts that are running away with this thing. And Daniel Jones looks like a whole new person, which we'll talk about the Colts next, by the way. Jared Goff here on 4th and 5 takes off himself. He dropped it. They go for him. Oh, it's 3rd and 5. There we go. So they're punting. That was the 3rd and 5 replay. I was say, why would they go for a 4th and 5 there? So Ravens here getting the ball back down by 4 points. We're going to get a good finish to this. Fireworks incoming. Appreciate everyone for tuning into the stream. By the way, everybody, please join the Blue 42 app. They have challenged 20 people to join tonight, but even if not, I want to see you guys playing this game throughout the season where you can predict what's going to happen on the next play, every single play. They're sponsoring the stream. The link's in the description. Promo code NFLMike. If you guys want to support the channel, check it out whether you're watching the replay of this or you're watching this live. And we're predicting right now, along with it, as we talk here. Phil K or Dan, I'm sorry, I'm used to calling you Phil K. Aren't you still bitter about last year's playoffs? Not bitter towards the Texans by any means. No, that's not really. I feel bitter towards the way the Chargers played. Yeah. It does really show the difference between the Chargers last year and this year, where your weapons are forced to be only Ladd, trying to force it to Will Dissly and these guys. And now they've got Oronde Gadsden, who had a great rookie debut here in this last game at tight end, who could be a blocker and a receiver. Unlike Will Dissly, who's more of a blocking tight end. And you add in all the weapons the Chargers have, right? Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston. Goes down to KLS, Trey Harris, who haven't even really been shined yet. They both are going to be usable late in the season in big moments. So I'm excited now about the Chargers' weapons. That's the biggest thing you notice from that Texans game is that Herbert has answers to the problems that arise. You know, the Chargers are obviously having offensive line injuries. We had offensive line injuries for that game too. The answers weren't there for that game, but the answers are there now. He has somewhere to go with the football when things break down. But no, I'm not bitter towards Texans. Only teams I really hate or get bitter towards is the Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos. And teams that I back and they do terrible, sometimes I'll turn on them, but it's not as bad as the Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos. And speaking of players that I've turned on multiple times, Daniel Jones making me look like an absolute bozo again. I had the Titans as my upset of the league, by the way. Mike's Pickems Challenge. We do it once a week. That link's also in the description if you guys want to join the Mike's Pickems Challenge early. We'll be posting that video tomorrow or the next day with our picks for week 4. But we have to pick one upset every week. I was 2-0 on upsets so far this season. I failed for my first time in picking the Titans to beat the Colts. I don't know. I just was waiting for the Daniel Jones blunders to come back. Waiting for the old Danny Dimes, the old Danny Dumps to go running down the field and then trip and fall over his own shoelace. But when you watch this game and you watch what he's done all season, he doesn't even look like the same player. Derrick Henry fumbled. No. Derrick Henry is starting to have a fumbling problem. You know what? Fuck it. We're moving Bijan to second. Bijan's second best. What a play for the Lions defense. Was it Hutchinson that forced it? Wow. Hutchinson was the one that did it. What a play. What a fucking play. Yeah, he just chased Derrick Henry down. The commentator talking about effort. Derrick Henry's pissed. This is the second time this happened this year where a fumble has potentially cost the Ravens a game. The Ravens could fall to 1-2 here. The Lions also are at risk to fall to 1-2. Two really good teams that don't want to be having 2 losses in their first 3 games. Now the Lions just need a touchdown to kind of put this away. 8 minutes left, although it's Lamar Jackson. The game's never over. I would start running the clock from the Lions here. Yet the Bills games where he fumbled. Literally blew that one, too. Lions are set up perfectly now. Almost fumbled, too. That would have been bad. Got holding. Derrick Henry is still mad on the sideline. So back to like what I was saying. I was just waiting for it to happen. I predicted the Titans upset the league. I thought that Cam Ward will start to pick up the game speed a little bit better in that Rams game, even though they got blown out in that one too. You could watch it and you could see him starting to figure it out a little bit more. But man, just first play of the game. Kenny Moore pick 6 to start the game. The second that I saw this happen, I knew my Titans upset pick was absolutely doomed. We're talking about pick 6 to start. Also, I think Kenny Moore has like 6 interceptions against just the Titans in his career. That's kind of a crazy ass stat. But back to Daniel Jones. I was waiting for the old Danny Dumps to show up, like I said. And it's just doesn't look like the same player. Like, even the number change has been a huge upgrade for him. Oh, here we go. 2nd and 22 for the Lions. They're still running it. Need to kill this clock. A field goal puts them up by 7, but a touchdown would be great. But they're a little too far to reach for a touchdown, I think. To pass to Tesla. Incomplete. So they're going to kick the field goal. So the Ravens defense saves Derrick Henry's ass there. Anyways, Daniel Jones, even the new number change is awesome on him. In my mind, a number change can make you a better player because 17 just looks way better on him than 8 did. And he's playing, I don't know, he's playing like a number 17. I'm just saying, I like the number 17 a lot, considering I'm a Charger fan. You guys might know number 17 that played quarterback for the Chargers. It just looks better on him than 8. There's a Josh Allen-like scramble in the first quarter of this game to go up 17-3. The Colts just boat raced them from the fucking jump. There's a Josh Allen-like scramble that was just, he picked up a first down, I think, on it, or yeah. And it was just Josh Allen, literally. Daniel Jones looking like Josh Allen, making multiple guys miss, getting upfield, getting the first down, getting down. And that's the kind of stuff that you love to see. And no, I think he rips it. No, he avoids the rush, then rips it down the field for a touchdown to go up 17-3. The question is, are the Colts real contenders in the AFC? I think definitely in the AFC South now. And I went into this division thinking the Colts will finish last in the AFC South. For the record, that's what I had it predicted. And I was dead wrong about the Colts. 2 teams that I've been dead wrong about this year is the Indianapolis Colts and the Seattle Seahawks. Also, this Colts defense has looked really good this year. I thought that maybe that was just a fluke at first, but they are starting to ball out as well. Like I said, Kenny Moore with that 6th interception. So, man, the Colts look scary. That team I was completely wrong about. And then the Seahawks, another team that I was completely wrong about. Their defense is clicking on all cylinders, looking like some LOB stuff to start the year. And then Sam Darnold's coming together now. They did struggle that first week like I expected. The last 2 weeks, Sam Darnold's had good games. And Ken Walker's been playing really well this year. That Seattle O-line looks solid. JSN is hooking up with his quarterback. It looks good for the Seahawks. And that's a team that I think with the 49ers and the Rams are going to be racing all the way to the end of the season, unlike the Cardinals, who blew it against the 49ers this week, unfortunately. Let's talk about that Cardinals 49ers game. I predicted the Cardinals to win this one, and Mac Jones went in there and pulled it off. The Cardinals, man, their offense, it just baffles me. You have all this talent. You got Trey McBride, Marv Harrison, Kyler Murray, James Conner, Trey Benson out the backfield, and they couldn't do shit against the Niners defense. I know it's the Niners defense. They're really good, but it just seems like Fred Warner is Kyler Murray's absolute kryptonite. You cannot beat him. I think there's some streak also going on with the Cardinals versus Brock Purdy, but Brock Purdy wasn't even playing in this game. Mac Jones even gifted the Cardinals a chance to win it by taking a safety. It wasn't really Mac Jones' fault. They had a holding call while Mac Jones is standing in the end zone for a safety. The only thing he could have done is just gotten it out quicker before the holding call is called. The 49ers, through fire and hell and brimstone, are 3-0 with a 1-point win over the Cardinals. And the Cardinals probably kicking themselves watching this tape back because it was drops everywhere, all over the field for the Cardinals in this game. Not super exciting to see as a person who is rooting for the Cardinals, has Kyler Murray and Trey McBride on his fantasy team, and would like the Cardinals to do well. On the flip side, though, the 49ers, they look really good. I think that they still have the pieces, and especially Robert Saleh coming back, to have an elite defense for the entire season. This isn't just going to be a 3-week thing. And like I've been saying for years, you just need an average quarterback in there to make it work for the 49ers offense when CMC's healthy, when Trent Williams is out there. And now you got Ricky Pearsall shining and showing out. George Kittle's not even on the field. Offense wasn't freaking amazing, but like I said, it's operational with any quarterback, and then you throw Brock Purdy back in there, and it'll be good again. Hopefully. That's what you hope. I also have used that argument to kind of say that Brock Purdy isn't necessarily the elite quarterback that they're paying him to be, that maybe some of the stars around him helped him shine at the level that he shined. But nonetheless, he shined, and you're seeing in here with Mac Jones coming into the game that this Niners offense is really good and consistent. This Niners offense can keep it going. It's not necessarily all on Brock Purdy's back. And all the best teams are like that throughout the league. So I still think the Niners are going to be a good team this year. Right now, after the first few games, I like the Rams as the best team in that division still. I like the Seahawks as the second best team in that division, and the Niners third. And it's really only because of injuries. If the Niners didn't have all these injuries already, I might have the Niners at second or even first as my favorites to win the division after the first 3 weeks. I definitely don't have the Cardinals where I used to have the Cardinals. I'll tell you that much. But the Niners defense looks really good. Henry looks like a baby boy. Yeah, he was pissed. He was pissed. His teeth are grilled out too. He's not even in the game right now. They got Ali in the game. Dion just said his son will start with the Browns 25. We'll see about that. I saw him with the quote like, "Oh, why would we want my kid to back up? He isn't going to learn anything as a backup." Lamar Jackson taking off here. Seeing it on the Blue 42 app. He's saying I want my son to be a backup. It's like, bro, he's a third stringer on the Browns. That didn't work out better. I would rather be a second stringer on the Ravens than the third stringer on the Browns. I think that a team like the Bengals trading for Shadur Sanders will be a lot of fun. All right, let's get back on this here. So the Ravens are having to punt. And then their defense, they're going to trust their defense. 3rd and 12, weren't able to make it happen. Man, Lamar had plenty of time too. He just couldn't get away from the rush. He should have took off sooner. He knows that he was hitting the ball. But please comment down below what you guys think about the 49ers, what you guys think about the Arizona Cardinals for the rest of the season. A team I had, I think, going 9-8 or something. I don't think they're going to go 9-8 anymore if they're playing like this against a half a 49ers team. And then make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Hi, I'm NFLMike. Nice to meet you. I'm an NFL content creator that creates NFL content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, twice on Sundays. Please subscribe, turn notifications to be here every time we post, every time we go live. You can interact with us while we have these conversations on the spot. Let's go, baby. Giants are next. I'm a little bit worried about the Giants D-line, but, man, their offense looked ugly. Daywalker Blade, shout out to you, man. Bolt up. Go Chargers. I talked about the Chargers. 49ers will be okay. The Cardinals are mid. I think that's a great answer for it. I think it's time to trade Kyler Murray. I don't know to who. I don't know who even will be interested. He's definitely not going to garner the interest he would have like years ago when he was in his youth as he gets older. But I think they should trade him, rip off the Band-Aid because it's just not working out. You got enough weapons around him now. You're putting up fucking 15 points against the Niners in week 3. We're getting closer and closer to mid-season of his, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th season in the league? I mean, what are we doing at this point? What else can the Cardinals do to get better? And the defense is playing good, too. You can't say the defense is just trash in Arizona. But we'll see what happens. The ball won't lie on the 49ers and the Cardinals. Lions are just trying to run the clock here. Up by 4, with 4 minutes left. Ravens saving their timeouts. I think Gibbs made a mistake. They're going out of bounds. Tua, Kyler, Dak. Yeah, that's like your mid quarterbacks right there. Your 15th ranked quarterbacks in the NFL. But hey, I would take Tua, I would take Kyler, and I would take Dak over Bo Nix. I'm just saying. I'll take all 3 over Bo Nix. And that's not a biased take. And Geno Smith. That's not a biased take. Chargers looking good this year. It's almost like the less said, the better. I'm a Green Bay fan, but I really like the Chargers as a team and the way they've reconstructed. Yeah, man, a lot of people have said this to me, that they're fans of their teams, but just like watching what Jim Harbaugh brings to the Chargers and what he's brought to the Chargers over the last 3 seasons now. It's a lot of fun to watch. The players, too. Well, Bo Nix is still on his rookie deal, so keep him till then. Oh, obviously, they're not going to let him go. They're going to give him another year and a half at minimum. But I think Bo Nix could be like a little bit better version of Drew Lock if they don't figure things out here this season. I just want to jinx the Chargers. They're a good team. Yeah, don't jinx us. We have a lot of injuries already. We don't need any more injuries, any more jinxes, anything going wrong. All right, so it's going to be 2nd and 8. And because of the Blue 42 app, I got the play already. So here's what's about to happen if you guys haven't seen it yet. Looks like a short run up the middle. 3rd and 5. Big 3rd and 5. Goff's going to have to make a play here. I'm going to call an out route. We have 6,000 points in this one. We are killing it. We are in 3rd place in the entire field. Make sure you guys download the Blue 42 app. Use promo code NFLMike. So you guys could try it out too. You predict every play, and you win. Let's see what Goff does. We're getting the play early on here again. It's like a little safe. Is that a handoff? No, it was a little short pass to Gibbs, who I think got the first down. It's either to Gibbs or Monty. Someone out of the backfield, and the Lions picked it up. No, it's 4th and 2. It's 4th and 2. Got a kick. Got a kick. Will they punt on 4th and 2, or will we see Dan Campbell put his balls in the wheelbarrow here? What do you guys think? It's a safe pass to Gibbs, man. Great tackle by Roquan Smith, because if he doesn't get him, that's a first down, and maybe he's still going. That's a touchdown if he doesn't get him. Lions never kick? All right, I'm not predicting kick then. We're predicting run. 2-minute warning. This game is good. As good as we wanted it to be. All right, let's talk about another game here. It's last chance. Almost out. We didn't talk about Steelers Patriots. We did Jags. Panthers Falcons, not really much to talk about. Falcons look terrible. Panthers played well. Give them some credit. We talked about the Cowboys. I think all we got left is Rodgers. We're all in Seattle. We talked about the Seahawks. Yeah. Oh, Scattaboo. Yeah, I'm sure Scattaboo will get some runs in on us, Daywalker Blade, but we'll be all right. That's their main player. Trying to stop him, especially Malik Neighbors is still banged up. Brian Burns is dealing with something. He did get back into that game, though, so he's probably going to play, but I do worry about the Giants' defense a little bit more so than the offense. Bills, Dolphins. I did talk about Bills, Dolphins on the Thursday night one, so. All right. The 4th down play. They are in the huddle. They are going for it. I think it's going to be a pass, but we'll see. I predicted run because that's a smart move. You know what? Let's go pass. Let's put our money where our mouth is. I think that they go easy pass play. Let's do it. Made the call. Going pass on this one. Yeah, we could quickly talk about the Steelers Patriots here. I don't know how to feel about either of these teams. I know the Patriots are not that good. I could tell that by a lot. I mean, they had butter on the ball today. I think they had 3 or 4 fumbles, 2 by just Ramondre Stevenson. By the way, Ramondre Stevenson, I believed in you, dog. I was backing Ramondre Stevenson last year, not so much this year. But I believed in you, and you have completely made me look like a clown. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. When Ramondre Stevenson does hold on to the football, he's actually a very good running back. That's why he's getting so many carries over Travion Henderson still. But it is time to go to Travion Henderson. I don't care that he's a rookie. If someone's going to fumble, let it be the rookie. So he learned some lessons, Mike Vrabel. Holy shit, Ramondre Stevenson blew it for the Patriots. And then Drake May has some games where he looks absolutely unstoppable. Lions completed it. And that might end the game almost. The Ravens are going to need a 3 and out, or need to stop them 3 straight plays now. Blue 42 gave us the update first. 4th and 2. Dan Campbell puts it on the line, and the Lions might have just won the game. Let's see it here now on the replay. Again, if you want the plays early and you guys want to predict the plays, Blue 42 app, the link's in the description, the promo code NFLMike. It's a play action. Goff makes a good throw right to Amon-Ra on Marlin. Absolutely cold-blooded. From Goff to Amon-Ra, there is a flag. Absolutely cold-blooded. It's on the defense. Just straight one-on-one up the field with the game on the line. You're about to give Lamar the ball at midfield if you don't get it. Great throw from Goff. The Ravens are going to go to 1 and 2. So wait, Ravens are 1 and 2. Bengals are 1 and 2. The Steelers are in first in this division at this point. The Browns are 1 and 2. We were just about to talk about the Steelers as they pull into first in the AFC North. I have to finish my thought about Drake May, though, first. Drake May. is just all over the place. And you see the flashes of what he can be. You see the flashes of what he can be. Because he has plays where he looks mobile. He looks like he's able to navigate the pocket really well, deliver accurate passes down the field. Then he has some plays where it's just like butterfingers, and it's just like Daniel Jones stuff for the Giants where you just can't believe what you're looking at. And he fumbled once in this game as well. I believe he threw a pick. Monty just really closed it, just scored a touchdown. And that's going to put the over on the score total, so huge shout out. Now we're going to get some exciting Lamar stuff to finish it. So that's fun. What was Drake May's stat line at the end of this thing here for Patriots Steelers? Ended up throwing a pick. He did have a fumble. Only 268 yards on 37 attempts. He did lead the team in rushing, 7 carries for 45 yards. It's pitiful. The Patriots rushing attack is pitiful for a Mike Vrabel-led team. Mike Vrabel's rushing attacks are usually the forefront of their offenses. And we know he's a defensive guy. He wants to play defense and pound the rock, but it has not been good this year at all. Like I said, Drake May, he can scramble. He's making things happen in the pocket. And there's times where it just looks absolutely sloppy. Now, for the Steelers, who pull into first if the Ravens don't come back here in a miraculous fashion down 14 with 1:42 left, it is Lamar Jackson, so we're not going to go too crazy yet. But this offense looks balanced to start things off this year. Not dominant, but balanced. And when they can get the run game going even just a little bit like they did in this game, Jaylen Warren didn't have a great yards per carry, but they were able to move the ball out of the backfield, getting the ball to him on swings and on short passes and stuff like that. The Steelers offense can be okay enough. They only had 14 points going into the fourth quarter here. That's why I'm so confused, because the first week, the offense is absolutely lethal, going nuts, can't be stopped. But the defense sucks, like a leaky nosebleed. Now they end up winning that game in miraculous fashion. Jets obviously blew it down the stretch of the game, but I noted that, like, what's going on with the Steelers defense? Next week, Steelers lose. Defense looks terrible again. And I'm just like, finally they have a good quarterback, and they're putting points on the board. After all these years of having no good quarterbacks and struggling to put points on the board while their defense is elite, it's flipped now. The defense is getting cooked. The offense can't move the ball. They're losing 31-17 to the Seahawks. They're giving up 30 points to Justin Fields and the Jets. So it was good to see him play well defensively against the Patriots here. And now the offense is struggling. And now the Patriots have a good defense. Again, led by Mike Vrabel, very aggressive, very tenacious. That's what you expect out of a Mike Vrabel-led team. But I expect the Steelers, when you get 4 turnovers in a game, to score more than 14 points by the fourth quarter. I expect the game to be over by the fourth quarter. So this Steelers team is really hard to get a read on, because they haven't played at their best all around yet, defensively and offensively. But what about if they do? How good can the Steelers team be if the offense plays like they did against the Jets, but the defense plays like they did against the Patriots? Can this be an AFC contender? Can they race the Ravens out here, now starting 1-2? Possibly. Obviously, I want to keep saying that because Lamar Jackson is their quarterback, to the end of the season for the division. I think there's a small chance. You have the coaching staff. If the defense can play like this throughout the year, again, TJ Watt had a good game finally. Secondary had a solid game. I think the Steelers can be it. Aaron Rodgers looks like himself in a sense, like his older self. He's efficient. Completed 16 and 23 passes. Not a bunch of yards anymore like he used to throw. He's not throwing for 300 yards as much. Not throwing for 4 touchdowns as much. But he'll give you these really accurate 150, 200 yard, 250 yard, 2 touchdown, 21-14 win still. He could do it again and again and again, possibly. So if the Steelers defense can play like this, they can go on a winning streak, and they can be a team that is making the playoffs at the end of the season, I think. And if they make the wild card, some division winner is going to have to play Aaron Rodgers with the pressure on in the first round. Or if the Steelers win the division, are going to have to go to Pittsburgh and try to take, maybe the Ravens are going to have to go to Pittsburgh and try and take down the Steelers. We got a lot of season left for the AFC North and what's going to happen in the AFC North. Hill's making a play, giving them some kind of chance to go for a touchdown Hail Mary. 51 seconds left. Let's go pass here. Make sure we're getting these predictions. 7,000 points in this fourth quarter. We were very good in the fourth quarter, y'all. We were very good in the fourth quarter. It also gives you your percentage on here. Our total percentage tonight was only 15%. Not good at all, but we missed a bunch of plays, obviously. No one else talking to you guys. So Blue 42 app, if you guys want to try it out, use NFLMike. It'll help out the channel a lot. They challenge 20 people to join, and they'll give us $1,000 bonus. So let's do it. And speaking of the Ravens, we got some people in the chat here. Let's continue talking about the Ravens and the AFC North. I hate to say it, but Derrick Henry sold again. He did sell this game. The Ravens need to be concerned with Henry as a liability, not an asset. I think that he'll buckle it down. He'll buckle it down. Now, this is a big game, though. The Ravens did need this. The defense did not play great for the Ravens again tonight, and I just don't believe in the Ravens defense. They have so much star power on the defense, it doesn't make any sense. They should be really good, and they're just not every year. And they're very inconsistent. It's the secondary. It's got to be the secondary because the front seven is solid. They did lose Matabuke, who's a huge part of that defense. It's a big difference without him. But if the defense plays like this, the Steelers are going to win this division. If it plays like this all year. The Chargers defense is better than the Ravens right now. I can't even believe it when you look at it player for player. The way Jackson is getting sagged, it feels a lot like a bad movie. Yeah, it is not what you expect out of the Ravens O-line either. So, like I was saying, the Steelers are looking like a team that could put it all together at some point and race the Ravens out down the stretch season. Now, I think the Bengals are probably out of the AFC North race. I think the Browns probably out of the AFC North race. I think the Patriots are going to be another team that's picking somewhere near the top of the draft next year. Stephon Diggs is giving them something, but they just don't have enough life. I hope that they go receiver for Drake May when that time comes, because the receivers they've been trying to develop and make happen, none of them are really wide receiver one quality. Stephon Diggs is up there in years, is not wide receiver one quality anymore. So got to make a move there for the Patriots. If they get in drafting range or if someone's available in the offseason, we've been calling it for years. Now Lamar Jackson does throw a touchdown pass to Mark Andrews, so we will get an onside kick with the game on the line. Let's make sure we predict the onside kick in the... Oh, they're going for two. They're going for two. They're going for two. Wait, it's an 8-point game. I don't understand why you're going for two. Hey, appreciate you. Welcome. Bolt up, baby. I don't know which one was your favorite team, but we will be live more, and we also upload daily. So you go check out some of the other videos. We upload shorts a lot too. Going for two. I don't understand why they're going for two. I would want it to be a 7-point game, wouldn't you guys? Almost threw a pick on the 2-point conversion. See you guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, especially you, Dan. Ant on MF. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for this whole stream. It was a lot of fun talking about all the games. You'll see clips from the stream being posted on onside kick coming here. We're going to put the whole wager on it. Again, huge shout out to the sponsors of today's stream, Blue 42 app. If you guys want to play against me, you could watch the stream back, check out how the app works. But basically, you just predict, run, pass, which way you think the ball is going to go. And if you're accurate, you can predict plays before they happen. You do this a lot at home. You can win some money. You can win some jerseys. Use promo code NFLMike. Use the link in the description. You guys can sign up. All right, they're going for two a second time. And this time, it's missed again. Zay Flowers wide open. Lamar misread him. Is Tyler Loop hurt or something? I think Zay Flowers is a good wide receiver. I don't think he's a top 10 wide receiver. Top 10 at wide receiver is really hard. You got to be like one of the elite guys because there's so many. It's not like being a top 10 quarterback or a top 10 running back. There's so many receivers, man, that are really good. Okay, list your top 3 receivers right now. I want to know. I think mines are Justin Jefferson at 1, Jamar Chase at 2. Who would be 3? There's a bunch of guys you could choose from. CD? Maybe? I would say A.J. Brown if he's in a pass-heavy offense. Neighbors is getting really good. I like Nakua. I like Nakua in there. I like Nakua in there. I don't know if I have him at 1, but I like Nakua in there. All right, here's the onside kick. This or nothing. Loop. Oh, good onside. It got that bounce you want, but the Lions recover. And that's going to do it. I am exhausted. I have to pee. I am starving. I appreciate you guys tuning in for 2 hours and 45 minutes of Mike. We're going to try and do these more often, especially when we get sponsors like Blue 42 to help us and sponsor us. Put the time into this instead of making some other videos. Appreciate you guys tuning in again. Please subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. Like the video if you're watching this, whether you're watching the replay or the live stream. I'll see you guys next time. What will happen in the AFC North? What will happen in the NFC North and the rest of the NFL? I guess sooner or later, the ball definitely won't lie. But I will tell you one thing I do.